Good morning, Queen. Stay right there. Good morning. Welcome to my channel, Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube, the best of the business. Let me read this out. Come enjoy real conversation with the number one grinder, us as the righteous ones. Individually, let's make a change within ourselves and genuine being there for each other. We all we got. We got we got to understand what that really means. So before I'm gonna have the queen come on, shout out to everybody. Shout out to you, queen, and your family. Promise I'm gonna get you on a few. Hit you with the short intro. Good morning to everybody. Come on in. Be back.
Sometimes people don't know how much hard work you put in. But when it comes time to battle, you must think about each and every day that you put that hard work in.
What happened? Why don't you play anymore?
Brian Banks was 16 years old when he was accused of a crime he did not commit.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to my channel, the Underrated Dog. Yours truly, the underrated one. Oh, here we go. Good morning, Queen. How you doing?
Good morning.
How you feel? How's the family doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, pretty good. That's good. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you.
Oh,
Appreciate
no worries.
Yeah. I'm trying to get some more. I'm gonna do another live tonight. I don't know what time. I got some slides to show y'all. But I gotta set that up. So that's gonna be sometime tonight. I'll be mentioning that throughout the live. How was your morning so far?
It's going pretty good. I mean, it's kind of just starting at 7 o'clock in the morning for me.
Oh, it's early for you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I appreciate you took time to come. I appreciate that.
You look outside your email.
Yeah, I'm starting mine. Yeah, I wanted to start at 10:05, but I had to take care. And at that time I said, nah, I start 9:45. To get people, to come and stuff like that. But so I was, I want y'all to go subscribe to the Queen's channel. Great channel. She's happily married for 18 years. And y'all need to hear what she talking about. You need to hear you need to hear what she talk about, certain things because we hear yeah, as you know in this space, we're hearing the wrong people. You agree, right?
Yeah, I do.
We're hearing the wrong people. We're hearing the wrong people. And these people are anti-marriage, anti-relationship, and anti-families.
Look at the green baby. Look at that. 75. Oh, my bad.
That's all right. No problem. I could repeat if you want me to.
Huh?
I repeat it again if you want me to. I'm saying that we're hearing the wrong people. You say you agree because the people are anti-marriage, anti-relationships, and anti-families.
They are. They are. They, I don't know. It's crazy.
Men and women.
Yeah, it's both of them. It's not just one side. It's both of them. I'm
It's
like,
both.
y'all nuts.
Wow. I had somebody tell me, "Hey, underrated, man. I see you and the Mrs. Traveling. What's wrong with that?" But then if I don't do it, oh yeah, we need to know. I already gave you what you know. And that's how it is. You don't dictate to me. You know what I'm saying? I just want to show women, especially men, that you could live, you could be in your purpose, you could have your purpose, but also you can still have that person with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could have that. You could have both. You could define the separate. But at the same time, these people, oh, look what they do, and then they're like they face, oh, look at Miss Susky, she's married, and look at that, oh yeah, that means she had to bow down on a man. What do you mean bow down? What is y'all talking about? Oh, y'all, you ever been married? Oh, you ever been in a relationship? Oh, I forgot. You never really had a relationship with anybody except yourself.
Right.
I have to understand that. I just have to remind it. And we going to talk more about that this morning. And I think for this day forward, I mean, I've been saying this anyway, but I'm gonna go back to it. If you're anti with me and the Queen talking to other people in the future, you are not wanted on this channel. You definitely not wanted on this platform. You're not. I'm gonna screen it out, and we're gonna find solutions. There could be disagreement here and there, yeah, but as long as we find solutions, because I don't want people. I don't know people outside the space listen to, and also inside the space listen. I want both of y'all to hear this. You keep on acting this way, you're gonna die alone. Ain't nobody gonna want to be with you. And then right now, if you had bad experience, okay, you had bad experience. If it ain't your fault, I hear you, it ain't your fault. But you gotta move on. It's that person. Why everybody else gotta pay for it? And then at the same time, you become a miserable yourself
I'm
because
up.
nobody don't want to be around you. And the universe never lie.
Oh, him is fat.
Huh? What you say, Queen?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What you say?
I said those are facts.
So you gotta understand that when you act, when you alienate people, when you act mean towards people, yeah, all right, yeah, it might not come to you right then and there, but trust me, it ain't gonna hit you. It's gonna hit your family. Yeah, it could take maybe years, huh? It could take days or it can take months, time, but years. But it's gonna catch up to you. It's gonna catch up to you. Then when you in a relationship, you put other people first, then your relationship and marriage and stuff, it's gonna catch up to you. One way or the other. So y'all content creators that are anti that, y'all keep it up. Oh, y'all I know y'all probably get away throughout the years and stuff, but it's gonna catch up to you. I know it because I seen it myself in real life, in real time. It's gonna catch up to you. You can go ahead, Queen. I gotta give you some drink.
Huh?
You can go ahead and speak. I'm gonna get me some to drink.
Okay. Um, for me, I just see. Well, not Damn. Okay, there we go. It's it's a lot of people. Like for instance, here we go. What is this? Okay, so it's a lot of people that's not in relationships, and basically, what I've heard is a lot of people, basically putting their wants and desires out as if their wants and desires are the standard for relationships. And if you listen close enough, you can hear that these people are also putting all of their insecurities out there, but they're not working on their insecurities. They're making their insecurity the issue that the other person needs to come in and fix. And that's not nobody's job, male or female. No man has to come in and fix your insecurities as a woman. And no woman has to come in and fix your insecurities as a man. That's work that you should be doing on yourself. Your partner's not there to fix you. They supposed to add to you, not fix you. They not uh glue or caulk or whatever it is to fix up your broken cracks. That's not what your relationship is for. And that's not anybody's responsibility. And it is a lot of people that have these idealistic views. And normally you would think that that would only apply to women. But for the past year, I've been sitting in male spaces and listening to what they have to say, and they're just as idealistic and delusional as the women, and it is crazy.
It is, Don. You right because it was one time, right? I was like doing one of those JT out and about, right?
Hmm.
And I wasn't feeling good. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't. I was. It was like sometime last year. I was not feeling good, but I wasn't. I wasn't on for almost a week. So I said, let me get people with with something. You know what I'm saying? I had been on a week. So people said. So somebody said, oh, I never thought that you had to go shopping for yourself. I live by myself. I don't have a woman that can help me. Oh, you anti? No, I'm not anti. It's what it is. What it is. I live by myself. So no matter what happens, I still got to do shopping. I still got to make things happen because I live by myself. If I'm with a young lady, that's well and good, but I'm not anti. And it go to your point how delusional it is and everything. So they said that's not what underrated is really talking about. But it was a man that said that. I'm looking like really like. I know what a relationship is because I was a few in my lifetime. I was married, so I know I know something about it. But again, like you said, these men are just like these women. These men are delusional. And I tell men all the time, stop listening to these brothers. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself together. And I tell men all the time, if that woman treats you bad, you have the obligation to leave. You don't stay. And it goes for a woman. If a man treats you a certain way, you have an obligation to leave. You don't need to deal with that. I even put up on his channel. Well, I put the story up. When I find it, I'm gonna post it in your email, Sister Queen, so you can listen to it. June 3rd, 2012.
Uh huh.
And let me tell you a little something. I sent it to you, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. Me and the ex didn't work out. Got kicked out. So my brother took me to Virginia. But I had to make a stand. Enough is enough. Was it hard? Yeah. Feelings is there and everything else. But at the end of the day, I had to make a stand. But I promised myself I would never, never, wherever young lady it is, I would never take that on her. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt, and I was at first I was hurt, but I was angry because I feel I didn't deserve it. And so what happened was I had to re-examine myself again, a reminder. And I stayed with my brother from June of 2012 and September 2012. I got my own place the next town. And I remember that's when my mother living at the time. And I said, I want her to pay. I want her to pay. What's wrong? And I remember my mom, she told me, she said, that's God's vengeance, not yours. You go live your life. She's never gonna find anybody like you. You live your life, because while you hold on to that, that means she's winning. You're not. And I never forget the rest of I broke down into it's not fair. And my mom's right there. I said, I know, baby, it's not fair. I know. That's all she do. Let it out. It's not fair. I know. But you're gonna be all right. And you're gonna be a better person for it. And I say that though too, that people said that men, brother, sheet in the building, wherever you want to come in. That's another great channel. Check out Brother Sheet, bro. Check out Brother Sheet. And as a man, I did it. And it was hard too. But I did it because I had to remind myself that I have value within myself. Now I've been, let me see, in Virginia. I've been in one relationship in Virginia that didn't work out. Now I'm in a relationship now with the miss, and everything's going good. But I had to learn. And it was insecurity. I was pissed off. I was angry. But I wasn't looking at women, all women like that, because all women wasn't like that. But I would say that too, that what Sister Queen is talking about, and I want to talk to the women too, because I cannot talk to y'all all the time. What Sister Queen is talking about, to be accountable women, y'all got to learn to be accountable. You got to learn to be accountable. You know, y'all can see your shrug queen or what she's talking about, because you figure that if she gotta accept your toxicness. No, just as men, I'm not accepting your toxicness. That's what I'm saying. Anybody that is anti-relationship, anti-marriage, anti-family, and other things that deals with building a family, don't come here. Don't come here. Are you anti-man masculinity or anti-feminine? Don't come here. This is not the place for you. Because I'm letting you know right now, especially us men. Well, men, we got masculinity. Nah, you know. So that is very, very important. But if you want to, I can still send you the story, the email, so you could look at it. And I'm open book and everything. But and it was hard. It wasn't. I'm saying it wasn't my first rendezvous. No, it wasn't. But it was hard because I got to pick up whatever I have and go to Virginia, not knowing what lead up. But I know that God had a plan for me, and I had to understand that the bigger picture. And you got to go through trials and tribulations, and this pain, y'all. Then as a man, I mean, it goes to a human being, but I'm talking as a man, it's pain. Because usually us as men, when we fall in love, we fall in love. And when things happen, we don't, especially when you do not have an outlet, you really talk about it. You on your own. So then you gotta do some soul searching. Yes, you gotta do so, but it'd be good you talk about. I didn't have nobody talk to me at the time. I had a few, and they helped me out a lot, and I appreciate it. But to look back, it makes me I was a good person, but it makes me a stronger, better person. So I always say to myself, when I get through this is back in 2012. When I get through this, I'm gonna help people. I've been helping people for years anyway. Let me stop that. Let me reflect back. I always help people, but there's another layer I can help people too, because I've been through it. And it's not good. It's not, there's sleepless nights. You don't know when it's going to end. But you have to persevere. And you have to understand that things will get better. And then you got to keep on pushing. And I could tell you things got better. That I got another hiccup along the way, yes. That didn't work out either. But I became a better person though. I see things, okay, have my standards, no. And then remember when people say, oh, I had the, like what sister was Queen talking about, these people had the unrealistic standards. You are absolutely right. These people had unrealistic standards. The only standards should be about protect yourself and know what's right and wrong. That's it. Knows what's right or wrong, and there are certain things you will not tolerate. And it goes for man or woman. You can go ahead, Queen. You can fall. You can.
Okay, did you ask me a question?
I, now I was saying. I said you can follow up what I'm saying if you want.
Oh my goodness, hold on, my husband calling.
See what I'm talking about? Husband call. So she gotta make sure with her. She gotta make sure check on the husband. This is what I'm talking about. This the way it is. But you got some people say, why you check on your husband? You wanna you on here with me and stuff like that. No, she don't. Her marriage comes first. Her family comes first. See what go handle your business. That's what it's all about, y'all. That's what it's all about. Like sometimes, brother, she see, yo, man, I got a call. I hit you back up underrated, you know. I said, go ahead, brother, she, cause I know. I experienced it. And let me say this shit. The ones who's in marriage and relationships and all that, understand it. Stop telling your business. Stop telling your business on social media. Stop. I mean, when things happen, consult with that significant one. Stop telling your business of the people that you work with. Us other people, we got to stop that. Just give them a little, but never. But you not tell a significant one what's going on in your life. But you very comfortable to tell the people you very comfortable to tell people on the job or people on social media. Now, if there's some that you're comfortable with, that's different. That's offline. That's mean that you trusting them. That's fine. Hey, because they keeping them on themselves. But other than that, man, stop putting your business out there. Stop. Let's go for man and woman. So when a man and woman asks you, well, you didn't let me know about this, you can't get mad. Can that person to confide in you and listen to me and you want them to open up, but you're not willing to open up certain things to them. But it's so good to open up to the people that you work with. And also we got to be careful. We got to stop doing that too. Because at times you can alienate. Sometimes you can make a person feel like, wow. It's like that. And I know it's going to be some people, oh, it slipped my mind. I go through things. Nah. If you go through things, that significant one's supposed to know. So that he or that man or that woman, I'm talking about opposite of sex. So that man or that woman could be there.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. I'm back.
That's all right. Hey, you handling business. That's all right. I'm with that. Hey, hubby call. Want to hear wifey. Hey. I had no problem with that. No problem with that. Make him happy. Make him happy. I want the husband hit me. That's right. You got another call? Hold on to. No problem. Cause I understand. I get it though. No, when I was saying, Queen, that why did you say, hold on, my husband called, you picked up and found out what's going on. And that's what you do. I said that also, and I was saying that the man, I tell my man and women in this space, they tell their business too much. And at times they go tell their business to people on social media or people that they work with instead of that you need to confide in your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend first. You should not go tell your business to other people and oh, it slipped my mind. Nah. How that person supposed to help you if you don't let them know? And so what I was saying that you can alienate that significant one because they feel like, man, you know what's up? Go ahead.
Okay.
Hmm?
Here.
Huh? Oh, she must have something going on. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, yeah, she back.
Okay, that's better.
Uh huh.
Okay. Now, what am I responding to again?
Do you want me to repeat? I repeat. I wasn't no question. What I was saying that there are sometimes we get caught up and tell our business to certain ones that we aren't supposed to instead of let the significant one knows first. And I said sometimes you can alienate your significant one that way. And what I'm saying, we have to learn there's certain things go on not to speak on it. Like if somebody asks a question, like if I ask a question about your family, you say underrated ain't none of your business, all due respect. That's your right, because that's your marriage. You protect you and your husband marriage together.
Right.
And that conversation I want to have more too, because a lot of us feel that they entitled. No. Nobody in social media, I'm a content creator, and I'm saying this: y'all are not entitled to know what me and Miss is going, or even what I do in my life. Y'all are not entitled to know. I just give y'all what you see, but that is not all of me. All right.
Yeah, ain't nobody business. Cause
Ain't nobody business, right?
cast
Mm-hmm.
not your pearls to swine. There is no way I would sit up here and tell some of the intricate details of my marriage to these people. They don't deserve it. Their
Mm-hmm.
ignorance and they bask in their ignorance. And I don't need to put or subject my marriage to any of that nonsense. They all.
Yeah. And so even like in your relationship, it goes the same thing too. Like you got something going on with the family. No, they ain't even the ones that you work with. It ain't none of their business. You give them what they need to hear, and that's it. But when you say certain things, you gotta be real careful because you're gonna make that nigga feel like you can't come to me. And so we got to be real careful, y'all. I want to have these conversations because, especially the queen, she's married, and also brother Sheet is married too. Good morning, brother Sheet. Peace to you and your family.
Morning, morning. What's going on, Queen?
I'm pretty good. How you doing, she?
All right, all right. Yeah, a lot of times in relationships, we try to find somebody we can relate to, and that's always the bad thing because not everybody is a good lending ear to listen to the
Mm-hmm.
situation at hand or problems you're going through. Because there are some people that they'll be understanding in your face, but as soon as they walk away, they be like, "Man, I don't want to hear that crap." These people are always telling me their issues and feelings and stuff like that, and it falls on deaf ears because then you really can't understand who are your real friends or who people that you can really count on and trust. I mean, there's certain things. My wife, she always get on me about shutting down with certain people because, like I tell her, I don't. I don't like talking like that with people. Even though I'm a real big talker, advocator to,
Mhm.
open up, but it's certain things that I always look at shouldn't be talked amongst a lot of people.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's referring to your relationship. I mean, I done had guys tell me, married or just in a relationship with a girl, she a freak, she this and that, and I'm banging her out there, and they look at me like I'm supposed to tell this grandiose story of me and my wife. I'm like, bedroom talk is between me and my wife. I don't tell
Yeah,
people what I'm
right.
doing in bed.
Hmm.
Even with situations that we go through, if I choose to let it be known to somebody, that's just it. But personally, I don't look at people who, are married or aren't married. We'll have small talk conversations like, yeah, she drives me crazy because she do certain things I don't like, but I'm not going into details unless I really, trust you and having an understanding with you that this stuff stays between us. It's a lot of stuff I got to, go into the grave, and I'm like, I can ruin somebody's career. I can mess somebody up. But I'm like, if you walking around with that type of mentality, who's gonna really trust you?
Yeah. And also, I want you to ask this question, Brother She, too. And Queen, I want you to jump on into both of your married. I was married no longer, but I'm in a relationship now. But I want to ask y'all this. It's very, very important. Is this that if that's this question, long time, I'm gonna push you and just stay right there. Um, do you think that even if there's something going on with the family, right? Maybe certain illness and stuff. And then, I'm not saying it happened to y'all, but y'all know when I'm getting ready to ask you this question, you know when I'm coming from. That matter of fact, let me put Lounge Hall. Just hold on tight, Lounge Hall. Do you feel that with anything that deals with the family, your immediate family or in-laws, and you find out it could be married or you in a relationship, but you end up hearing from that person tell of social media or somebody that they work with, but you don't know nothing about it though. I want to know, do y'all think it's right? And we're gonna start from brother Matt. We're gonna start from brother She, Queen, and Alonzo. Good morning to you, peace to you and your family.
Salute, folks.
What's going on, Lonzo? So basically, you said it's like it come to a situation where a relationship you're in, the woman's telling social media and other
Man,
people
man, man,
this.
man or woman, man or woman.
Yeah, okay, but they're telling other people, but they're not telling you of a situation that's going on in the family.
Yes.
Yeah, that shows a level of trust. I mean, to a degree, like me putting things on social media, I always tell people it come back to bite you in the butt. I mean, recently, my son just broke his arm. He fell down the steps at school. It was nothing bad. I was, debating on did I want to share that, but it came to a point where everybody in the family was calling and asking because I would tell one person and everybody else would find out. And it was like, why you didn't tell me? I was like, well, I was getting around to it. So with me sharing it on social media, I was able to, tell more people. But, certain situations that was bad, I'm not gonna display that on social media. I'm gonna go directly to the person because being family, you don't want all business public or publicized to everybody. Because I mean, there's certain things in family you don't want to be known. Um, I heard of people getting STDs and the whole family know about it. That's
Right.
something that's kind of personal and bad. You don't want out there with everybody. And so for everybody to know something like that, that's kind of, bad and stressful on the person. And, somebody that you trust and love to run around and tell everybody that's kind of harmful.
That is true. And even like even things that is casual or with things going on with the family, gotta be careful, fam. You gotta be careful because if you do that, but then there probably be some people that's gonna think that, but it's harmful though. I'm opening up myself to these people that I work with. That's not the point. The point is that you alienate that person. You say you trust that person. You want your person to trust you. You want him and her to change, but you're not willing to change. And you alienate that person, you're gonna make that person distant from you. So now when they hear that, they say, "What's this talk? Talk about what? You let other people know what's going on within your family. I'm supposed to be there." And it goes to anybody. It goes to man or woman. Let me put this out there. Man or woman. Okay, brother Alonso, no problem. Good morning, brother DJ Black Charm. I'm gonna get you on in a few. I gotta get this off. And I think that we hear it we know we always hear it outside of space, but inside of space is very prevalent. And then I'm saying these need to be talked about. Nobody's supposed to know about your business, because while you're doing that significant one go look at you in a certain way. And then if they keep on happening and happening, it's going to be a vicious shift of distance that you don't want to deal with. I'm telling y'all, man, this is not good. This is not good to do. You should never entrust anybody. So now there's some like Alonzo Hall. I could say I gotta get your number. DJ Black Charm, we know each other for a while. They're just a few. She's DS1, she stays sleep, big dude, go professor and stuff. But they could tell you wherever they tell me or whatever it is, if they choose not to tell me, that's fine. Because they protect their family. It's fine. Even in certain things, I tell. I don't say everything, but they respect. It's fine. But when you put your business out there, even as casual things that's going within your family or your in-laws, your in-laws, your immediate family, you got to be real careful, family. Even the ones, even let me say this again, even I'm going to re-emphasize it again, even the ones that you working with, you got to stop doing that, family, because it's not good. It is not good. And you say, I'm supposed to trust this person. You don't supposed to trust nobody. No. Like Brother She said, oh, they getting goody with you. Then all of a sudden, they gonna talk behind your back. Oh, they could use that against you. And then what's that going to leave with that one that you with? They going to look at you, you on your own. Look how you treated me. And stop thinking that, it's not all that bad. It's just, you just don't like them. No. Sometimes that person had the best interest of you and you failed to see that. And I'm talking about man or women. You got to stop doing that. You gotta stop doing it. That's why families right now and our people in our community, it's not working because a lot of us had diarrhea mouths. Anything that go on with your family, you get them a little or don't say nothing. But then that significant one learn to find out, they learn from the people that they work with or the people on social media. And I'm talking man or women, how do you think they supposed to feel? And we gotta talk about stuff like that. We have, because it's happening a whole lot, especially in this space for a long time. But when you tell them this, oh, you got done, you trying to tell us what to do. You know, he or she no. Most of the time they don't know because you run your mouth too much. You put your interest of people that you hardly don't see. And I'm not talking about us right here because we good people. And I'm talking about the ones you don't hardly talk to. You put your interest, even the people on your job, you're interested in them, but you don't want to entrust that significant one. That is a goddamn problem. Man or woman, it needs to be stopped and it needs to be talked about. Anybody could build up on that, please. DJ Black Charm, good morning. I'm gonna get you. Anybody can set it off.
Um, no, you shouldn't be telling people the end. Can y'all hear me? Cause I don't see my thing
Yeah,
move.
yeah, yeah. You good? You good? You good?
Oh, yeah, it's never a good thing to just be telling random people the ins and outs of your relationship. Like for what? Anybody outside of the relationship is um you don't have to validate your relationship to people outside of your relationship. It's between you and the person that you in a relationship with. And people gonna always have their standards as to what they think a relationship is, what they think the standards of a relationship are, and stuff like that. And half the time, these are people that don't have a relationship, haven't seen a relationship in God knows how long, and wouldn't know how to conduct themselves inside of a relationship. So you trying to validate your relationship through the eyes of people that don't know what they talking about. And that's a recipe for doom. Like trying to please somebody besides the person that you with. Because, if should that person decide they gonna get tired of always trying to measure up to something that don't even matter and you lose your relationship, you're gonna be just as lonely as the people that you trying to impress with your relationship. It's crazy. I don't understand people.
And let me say, and I'm gonna get this out very quickly. And it doesn't mean it has to be. It could be casual things that happens within the family too. That could happen too. And you find out through somebody else that you supposed to know, that you supposed to help. Even the people that work in constituents. That's also we gotta talk about that too.
Talk about what?
I'm talking about it could be a casual talk. Something happened in the family, or somebody got sick, or somebody going through something, and then you the last one to heard. I'm talking about significant one. You the last one to heard about it.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know how people in relationships and they not communicating with each other. That's crazy.
That's worse than not breathing through both nostrils. I saw that one.
Right, right. Yeah.
Sorry about that, y'all. I my phone just keeps ringing, but that's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna blame it on she because she keep introducing me to people who calling me for business.
Oh, that's good business.
Yeah. Um, but in terms of somebody with your significant other, whether it's that's a hard thing to swallow because the way I look at it, man, everything that comes to me goes through my wife. Like that's who I share all the information with, right? And then anything that goes on through me and her, if we got to find out about it through another source, that's terrible. But if we got like something happen to the family, yeah, she and I are gonna be the first person to hear about it. I mean, I'll put it to you like this: with um, and I got you underrated in the back. My like here's how it is in our relationship, and I think it should probably be this way in most stable relationships. When I get good news, my wife is the first person I want to run and let know. When I get bad news, my wife is the first person I want to run and let know, right? And it's the same way with her. If I make a big sale, I'm running and telling my wife, "Hey, babe, I made a big sale." If I lose a big sale, I'm running and telling my wife, "Damn it, I lost a big sale." If I stubbed my toe, I want her to be the first one to know. Um, and that's not only just. I think that's because your mate is supposed to be an extension of you, right? So if If she stubs her toe, I want to feel it. That's how close I want to be to her. Right now, don't get me wrong, we ain't always all up under each other. You guys see me on YouTube most of the day. She's here, but she'll be tired of it. Can you go in the room? All right. I don't want to hear those guys sitting there screaming about pull up and
Oh,
you a simp and this, that, and the third. So okay. But sometimes I've gotten into it with dudes and she's actually come and be getting riffing and I'm like, babe, don't worry, I got it. It's a dude on the internet. But she's definitely there to back me up. I don't know how close to your question that was. Give me 1 second. The phone's ringing again.
No problem. No. That's good. That's good. And this is I wanted to have these conversations because it's very important because we actually see these conversations acting out. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you, Sister Mahogany. You know, we gotta be very careful. And it doesn't have to be serious either, y'all. It could be innocent, but when that and it goes to the people who are married or in a relationship. Anything that goes with your family, I'm talking on the man's side or woman's side, that significant one's supposed to know first.
yeah. I don't understand who be in relationships where that's not happening. That was kind of normal. Like,
You cannot pick and choose. You can't. You can't pick and choose. But you gotta understand. I'm with the, So you saying that I'm not good enough to hear what's going on? That's you saying, right? But do you rather tell a person that you don't hardly know? But what about the person who there? You know what I'm saying? Even if you live with that person or you don't, let me put this out there too. Gotta be real careful, family. If we gonna talking about protecting each other to communicate and put families together, little stuff like this could draw a wedge in a relationship or marriage and other relationships too. And we gotta understand, we gotta be very comfortable. We gotta be real comfortable to talk about these things because this is really, really happening. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time, but every time they keep on slipping my mind. And I'm glad you're up here because in Mahogany, you can get into it too if you want in this conversation because these conversations gotta be around people that have experience in it and knows how to fix it.
Hey, can
Can
I
I
ask
say?
a question? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Steve.
No, go ahead. I'll go after you.
All right. So I'm gonna pose a question because something that I've noticed, and I noticed this with younger generations 40 and under. Um, we're willing to go to like marriage counseling, even when there is not a particular issue. But I think it allows us to actually communicate better because, like, it'd be a situation where it's like, hey, especially when you've been together for a while, you
Mm-hmm.
get kind of comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes having that third party who is unbiased, to tell you, hey, bro, you slipping, or hey, sis, you slipping, and you guys are still right in front of each other. And you can tell your wife, hey, you don't cook as much as you do, and your wife can tell you, hey, well, your six pack is turning into a keg, but I didn't want to say nothing, but now you're able to say something and you don't have to have sometimes in relationships you can get an attitude when your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend tells you something about yourself.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can, I can say something about that. Like when it comes down to it, a lot of people don't garner that safe space like to a degree. Like, we should be able to talk freely at some point in a relationship. Like the old people say, take the gloves off. No holds barred. Let's just get it all out. A lot of people can't do that. I've sit there and had conversations with my wife like that, to where, hell, with both of our weight gain, I tell her, I say, men look at women more harder than they do. I mean, people look at women more harder than they do with men. They might say, yeah, that's a fat guy. But when you look at a woman, they'll go even harder on her. And I just tell her, I don't want you to lose weight for nobody else. I more or less want you to lose weight to be healthy. I kind of let her go from that standpoint. And she normally just keeps her weight down like me. I do the same thing. I tell her, like, I'm not trying to be big to a degree. Every time I see my stomach start poking out too much, hey, I cut off on the beer and, I start drinking more water and, doing my little workouts and I'm good. But when it comes down to it, a lot of people can't take that criticism and they think you're taking shots, you're trying to cheat, and it's like a lot of people can't handle that. They don't have that good relationship as they say they do. Like on paper, married is good, but marriage ain't just for the good, it's also for the bad. And a lot of people can't take the bad. That's why relationships don't work.
So as far as the therapy goes, marriage counseling. I remember when my husband and I first got married, and we would run into older married couples, and he would always ask them how long they had been married. And sometimes we run into couples that had been married 20 plus 30 years and all that, and he would say, "What's your secret?" And a lot of them would say, "Marriage counseling." And I thought that was so interesting that marriage counseling was just a part of a lot of these long lasting marriages, because marriage is not this idealistic Prince Charming meets the princess and whisk her away and they live happily ever after type situation. You have to work at making sure your marriage is productive and happy. And a lot of people, just people in general, sometimes we lack skills. Sometimes we get to a point where we're unable to communicate with each other. And I think, like, especially amongst black folks, anytime you go to the doctor, see a therapist or something like that, there is some stigma attached to it as if it's something negative. And you don't necessarily have to have anything negative going on to go see a counselor or a therapist. It is just there for maintenance and to make sure that you staying on your A game. So I think what Alonso said makes very good sense, because early in my marriage, and it was dang near 20 years ago. So if these people still around and they still alive, they 40 years into their marriage, and they're saying that, go to marriage counseling. It's that simple.
That's cool. And even the ones that in a relationship too, it still take constant work to keep it strong too. Because you people in a relationship, you're not out of this either. You see me, I'm not out of it either. It takes constant work, and you need a counsel. Probably you need counsel, or you need director. And sometimes, like the old people say, you need that stern talk. You need that stern talk.
Yeah, because it's even like with some people, to a degree, they don't even count. They don't need a counselor. They just more like need like a life coach, someone that can just reassure them of things. Because a lot of people, it's not even just with the counseling. It's just you need some type of assurance, because everybody wants something that's perfect. Everybody wants a surefire guarantee, and that's not always the case. So you just get somebody that just reassures you, that everything's gonna be okay, and the path you're going is kind of rough, or the things that you're doing is kind of rough. You might want to tweak them, make them a little better. That's where a lot of life coaches come in, to where they, just help people, mentoring them throughout, what I'm saying, just like little patches, rough or bad, or no good or bad in their life. Because you can have a good patch in your life where everything's okay, but you don't know what the next step gonna be. Like you got a successful job, you're in a good relationship, but then that's it. You're kind of lost because you got what's on your bucket list, but you don't know what to do from that point on, or keep that relationship and the job thing going, because you're trying to juggle two, or you don't know how to juggle, and that's what that life coach is there to help you kind of, put things in perspective, give you some type of order and direction.
That is true. And understand, have an open mind and listen to what that significant one, I'm talking about the life coach and life coach and also the marriage counsel and even that significant one, listen with an open mind and an open heart. Now the marriage counsel and love the coach, I get that, but I'm talking the significant one. And they suffering this man or woman have a open heart and have an open mind. They hurt. You got to understand they hurt. They entrust you what they keep tell you, and then they do it on their end, but you're not doing it on your end, and it will cause a conflict of trust, of value, of
Under,
the and
well,
other things too. Go ahead.
I wanted to say real quick, a lot of times, and I've done this in my marriage until my wife, I had to, she had to talk with me, and I would tell her, there's certain things I see about you I don't want to tell you because you can't handle things well. Over time she grew to do it, but when we first met, there were certain things that, like, conversations we had, she couldn't handle them well. So over time she grew because the more I was denying her certain things I would talk to her about, the more she had to realize, like, I gotta have thick skin and I gotta be tough and I gotta understand this is not coming from a place of anger, or something like that. So I want him to talk freely with me so we can have the conversation and fix it versus him either lying or hiding it. And I find out later that I'm mad at him for, keeping stuff away. So that's another thing. That's where it goes back to the communication. We both got to have an understanding. If I meet you where you at, you got to be willing to, have an open ear or kind of, get somewhat of an understanding or grow to understand that I'm not coming from a place of hurt if I don't tell you this or if I tell you this at a certain time, because I'm trying to do it for the benefit of you. Because to a degree, when you get into a relationship after a while, you start typically knowing the person you're dealing with. And if you don't want to make them feel bad, you're not trying to just throw stuff at them because, like I say, generally most people can't take it.
Brother C, I'm Clarence. I'm gonna go look out for your Facebook Messenger. I'm gonna send you the link so you get on here because you married to. What I understand, she and I get what I'm saying, but this is what I'm at because I actually seen this happen not too long ago, about a while back. I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna say no man or woman. It was a person heard something. Got something to do with family. No, nothing bad or nothing. Something happened within the family. And that's significant. The other significant one did not know nothing about it. And then what happened was it caused a conflict. And this is the person they work with. They work among each other. And they tell them what's going on. They say, why you didn't let me know about what's going on? I'm here. You're supposed to let me know first. And sometimes the brother, oh, you can't think. That's not the point. The point is you should not put your business, and I'm talking about you working with somebody. You should not put your business out there just to be out there, but you will not let that significant one to know. I'm talking about husband or wife, boyfriend or girlfriend. No, there are certain things that are off limits, and I'm very, very firm on that.
No member reported plaintiff.
I'm very firm of that, and that's why we see conflicts. I'm telling y'all, and until this day, that person they love him, love him. I'm gonna say they love that significant one. But they tell me, on the way, how I can trust this person. I'm being confront with them, and I make sure nobody don't know none except that person. But that work, that's not the point. Why are you entrusting the people that you work with? I can never understand that BS. I can never understand that. And my parents sat me down and tell me, you need to watch out for this and that, because that could break things up. And they are so right. They are right. Y'all feel on that. Brother McClain, watch out for your link.
No, you know what? I completely understand what you mean in terms of like I said, man, everything your significant other. I'm gonna put this more towards marriage outside of relationship, but in relationship, the goal usually is marriage. So if that's supposed to be the extension there's a saying that people say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, which is impossible because they're coming from the same brain. So the thought pattern is always going to know what the other hand's doing. So we gotta make sure that in that, since we are coming together as one body, your left hand does know what your right hand is doing, because otherwise you are cutting off your in for lack of a better term, end up cutting off your nose to spite your face. And now, like you said, this person is like, well, how can I trust this person? At that point, the relationship is over. If you can't trust that person no more, you're not gonna want to move forward in the relationship, because if something as small as dealing with people you're working with and stuff, um, that becomes a very dangerous aspect. Like, even when dealing with people that we're working with, like, people will say, oh, my work wife or my work husband. And I had a situation like, there was this at a job that I was working with in Manhattan, in the city. And there was a young lady that I used to go to lunch with all the time. So what I did was I said, you know what? I can't have this because I'm spending time with another female. That's not right. So I made sure one day to make my wife come down and have lunch with us. And I was like, hey, babe, this is the girl that I'm having lunch with at work while we're at work. So, so in case anything changes in me, because I don't think we even realize when you spend a lot of time with a person, you may start gaining feelings that you didn't even recognize, or they may start gaining feelings or get a trust, because it's almost like at work, you're building a relationship. You're with this person 8 hours a day, right? So I says, listen, you gonna meet my wife, and you gonna understand that this is my wife and this is the person I'm with. Yes, we chill and we hang out at work, and you're calling me your little work husband, but now that you're calling me your work husband, you got to meet my real wife, because you ain't gonna weasel your way into ruining my relationship, even if it's unintentional. And I think a lot of people, not just guys, but a lot of people need to be cognizant of that, because I think that puts a rift in a lot of relationships too. And then with this work husband or with this work wife, now it's another person. It's a ear to speak to. And then you start trusting them because you have a relationship with them, because you spend 8 hours a day and then you go to lunch together. I had a friend who went through the same thing. I'm gonna do like you did, JT. I'm not gonna say if it was the man or the woman, but both of them they're like my brother and sister, the married couple. And one of them had gotten a job and they was working overnight, and they were texting this person from their job at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And the spouse got a hold of it and was like, hey, what's going on here? Why are you texting this person at 2 o'clock in the morning? And then they was like, well, I work overnight. It's nothing crazy, but I work overnight. So that can cause a rift too, because you can simply run into them and be like, yeah, my so-and-so, I don't like that, my wife is gaining weight or whatever, or I don't like that my husband's hairline is receding. So go ahead, JT.
No. I agree totally, and even like, and I'm just saying, I'm glad you talk about marriage and everything, and I'm happy with that though too. But also, I want to draw home to even the relationship because how about casual? I'm just saying casual. Certain things that you hear like what? I mean like, and it, I mean, it could be fixable now. Let me say this out there. What we're talking about, and what the brothers is on the channel, it could be fixable. But if there's a pattern happening, you gotta pay attention to that because that person's gonna feel a certain way. They're gonna like, okay. And then how about? And this is the thing that was, especially in this space. Good morning, brother Charles Rain. Brother Charles Rain, keep up the good work. I see you doing your thing. Keep up the good work. And also, how about you meet up with all right, they invite you to lunch on their job, right? But you feel a certain way because you confiding in a person that you don't hardly know, but you ain't confiding in me. Now I'm not gonna say me. I put somebody else. So that person come, you cannot afford a person gonna come, you gonna look at them like this. Hey, how you? I heard a lot of things about. So I bet, and I use me. I bet you did. What you heard about me? I heard such and such and such. Yeah. Oh yeah. What you think about it? Matter of fact, number one, it shouldn't be none of your business. And when you say that, you threw it back at that significant one, man or woman, man or woman. I got you. I'm sorry. And so that means that you need to go somewhere and clear it up, but you can't get mad because you got to go some man too, because you got diarrhea mouths. You run your mouth too much. And so when that person never good, that people at work, they don't need to know what's going on, with your family and stuff. And then I don't know nothing. I mean, like, you don't want to have a conversation and say some people think it's so innocent. No, it's not innocent. It's not innocent at all. Just like Brother Alonzo too, it can cause something, and we have to understand that. We have to understand that. Anybody that want to build on it, young go right ahead.
Nah, I think you're absolutely right. And I want to even go back to what Queen was saying about the counseling. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where and like she was saying, right? And even like you were saying, I think the counseling is one thing that allows us to have that venting point, right? Where like if like let's say I got an issue with my wife and I don't want to say nothing to her. If we're going to counseling, I can actually talk to the counselor and say, "Hey, listen, I want to have my single therapy session and say ABCXYZ," right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the counselor will throw something back in your face like, "Well, you say ABCXYZ, but what about 1, 2, 3 that you doing?" And they'll put a mirror in your face real fast. Whereas when you're speaking to, friends and cohorts, sometimes your friends and cohorts won't put a mirror in your face because it's a one-sided story. Oh, she did that. Oh, how dare she? But they won't be like, well, she did that. What did you do? you
Right.
know. And I think especially, on the male side of things, we don't like counseling a lot. Because I don't need, but counseling is very important. What's going on, Sports and Political Channel? What's happening, brother? I'll let you go.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm just chiming in, whatever like that. I'm just wrapping up some stuff from my current job because I'm starting a new job next week. So you know what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, big spender. That's why we don't hear nothing about it. I need a whole something, brother LB. That's why, man. But see, we don't hear stories like that. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, brother LB.
No, y'all good. You're not. I just wanted to show my support for my brother, the underrated darkness and shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so yeah, man. Start a new job next week. I could be working at the Pentagon, so you know I
Oh,
ain't.
see, man, you informant, man. No, you can't believe
Hey,
that's what
foreman,
you
get
do.
the fuck out of here! I ain't no goddamn
I just messing with you, bro. No, that's big time. Oh, that congratulations,
You the
man.
fed. Hey,
yeah, bro.
when you wanna work on that TSP, holla at me, bro.
TSP, like thrift savings
Your
plan.
thrift savings plan, man.
I already
I'm
had
a
that.
retirement counselor, bro.
Oh, for real? I already had that.
See,
Yeah, I know you have that, but when you want to get better stuff than what the government's giving, that's what I sell.
All right, bro. I peep you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
yeah.
save money and shit. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
brother LB, what I'm going to do, Alonzo Hall, if it's all right with you, I give him your email so y'all can build on that. Could
All
I
right,
do
bet.
that? Could I
All
do
Please
right, yeah,
do.
that?
you do that. You do that.
Okay,
You
I'm
Yeah,
tell
gonna
me.
do
please
that.
do.
No, I do that. See, this is what I'm talking about of my channel, all about networking and build and keep it in the family. Hey, I ain't no I ain't no sucker. You know, I ain't a stingy motherfucker. If anything that it can help benefit our people and stuff like that, hey, that's what it's all about. And this is the beautiful thing. Why we don't salute that? A brother going another profession doing it. He gonna work in government to help our people. You got Alonzo Hall right here, willing to enhance that. You got the Queen right here, then Brother She right here. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is part of my vision. Nah, but the rest of y'all don't want to hear nothing. But don't worry about it. Matter of fact, y'all keep on talking, and Alonzo Hall, I'm gonna give you now, LB, watch out for the link. Watch out for the link because I'm gonna see Alonzo Hall email.
All
Y'all
I
right,
just
keep
put
bet.
it
on
in the
talking.
back.
Or put.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my email and my number in the back. I don't have listen, man. I'm a salesman, so I'm like a full time.
No, no,
I'm
no,
out
no,
there.
no. I'm gonna send a legit email. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. No
Y'all
doubt.
keep
I
on
appreciate
talking.
that.
Yeah. Y'all keep on talking when I'm doing it. Keep on.
So yeah, man. I think number one, congratulations, brother. You got a video to do, babe. My fault.
Yeah,
My wife
but
just
it
came
won't
in
have
here.
nothing to do with what I'm. It'll have everything to do with basketball. You know what I'm saying? Basketball season is in full effect, and on that, I chopped up Ben Simmons yesterday. I'm probably
Oh
cooking.
my God. Trash Simmons, you mean?
Yeah, he is. I mean, that man is complete basuda.
Okay,
You know.
can I ask you a question, y'all? Is it
Yes.
safe if it's safe to say that he worse than a sanitation truck?
Yes, you could call
Yes.
him Cesspool Simmons.
Hey, did you not? Hey,
I'm not messing with you.
did you not see what the Philly fan? Did you not see what the Philly media did to him? This is what they did to him. They had a video of a porta potty floating down the river. that's what they thought of Ben Simmons. They had a porta
Garbage.
potty floating down a river while hitting a bridge.
Yeah. We know he's garbage, man. He's. I don't even. Man, there's so many. I could go play better than him, and I suck at basketball.
Man, look, what do you think I'm doing? I'm 43 right now, trying to get back in shit just so I can get a crack at the NBA, man. Y'all know he makes $35 million a year.
For the next 3 years, right?
So this year
Mm-hmm.
he makes 35 million. Next year he makes 37 million, and then the final year of his
Shout
contract he
out to
makes
Brother Bird.
40
Thank you.
million dollars. This motherfucker make $40 million to be putting that boy. I'm in the
What?
wrong profession.
Oh
Yes.
my
Yes.
God.
Yes,
You
brother
know what? I
Alonso.
gotta go back to the Barclays Center and start because I used to try and get my clients from the Barclays Center, but I didn't have the complexion for the affection, so they didn't let me in. But there was a financial group that I used to work with, that we would go to the Barclays Center and try to be financial advisors to a lot of these young athletes. But as you can imagine, not having a complexion for the affection, a lot of these young athletes looked more like me and related more to me. But you had guys who looked like Warren Buffett trying to be their financial advisor. And so that's how you end up with people like Antoine Walker, broke 4 years after they out the game. But I'm sorry, I digress.
Okay, let me get this. Hey, but let me introduce brother Clarence McLean, the dapper dear from
Y'all, I gotta drop for a
Bronx.
little bit, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, do that. All right. Go, shout
Peace,
out the
bro.
Bronx. Shout out the Bronx Bird. Thanks for coming. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thanks for passing through. Go ahead, brother McLean. Good morning to you.
Salute. Good morning, everybody. What's going on, Lonzo? What's up?
What's happening, bro?
What's up with the queen up there? How you doing, man? What's up with everybody? How you feeling? Underrated. How you feeling, bro?
I feel like smack somebody in the mouth. That's what I feel. Like. I just
Well. That will get us nowhere but in the jail cell. And that's all they want. That's all they want black people to go to is to a jail cell. So we're not gonna give them what they want. But what's the topic? What's the topic for the day, bro?
we talking about marriage. Are you married? Or you in a relationship? You got to be real careful who you tell your business with, and sometimes that person could let somebody in the media know, or people working first before the significant one. And we was talking about that is not right.
Right, right, right.
You can elaborate on that if you can
Well,
elaborate on
I
that.
mean, I'm gonna bring up something, and you know, we are familiar with these people and both of this family. I love them to death, but it was just like what Jamal Charlo's wife did when she came out on social media and said we're broke and we're about to lose our house and whatever she said. I remember her saying something like that, and I'm like, it's just certain shit you don't do, um, especially on social media. You don't do, and I thought that was very disrespectful. Um, and I'm like, why would you go out of your way to go on social media to tell people about this? You know, even if it is true, you know, we in this together. I mean, don't be with me when shit going good, and as soon as it gets messed up, then now you wanna go out there and bash me. You're not only putting my business out, but you're putting your business out too because you're a part of me and we're married. And it's just I learned personally is certain things you just don't do because I used to go on social media and do the same thing. The difference is I never, would say me and my wife or this and that. I would say stuff like today the devil is getting on my nerve, or people are gonna make me start slapping them, or this and that. But you would never know exactly who I was talking about. But some people would know that it would be something wrong in my relationship, and they will put that out there. I wouldn't go up there and say, my wife Tiffany is she's a big fat ass and she's getting on my nerve, and I'm about to beat the fuck out of her and stuff. It's just certain things you just don't do. Um, you know, people use social media for the wrong things, and that can kill a marriage, that can kill a relationship, it can kill a friendship. Hell, it could possibly get you fired, it could get you locked up. But far as the marriage part, man, people got to start understanding how it goes. And it's just a lot of things you don't do. And I'm still learning. I've been married for a year and a couple of months, and there's a lot of things I'm learning that you do and you don't do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, I just want to say too, for anybody who's not married, if you're thinking about it, take your time. Don't rush it. It's no walk in the park. Believe me. Try to go out there and have as much sex as you can before you say I do. Now back to what we were saying.
No, I can't even say it on there, man. So I behave myself. Cause Clarence said I gotta behave myself. Cause lately I be being too grown lately.
Well, there's no such thing as behaving yourself. We all grown, and this is
No, I
we're
just
saying,
we play around like that. That's
yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah. We're saying something that people need to hear because we have a very serious problem in this world when it comes to relationships, rather if it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, or you're engaged or you've been married. It's just certain things we don't bring on social media. You understand what you do or what happens in your relationship behind closed doors is just between you and your other half. This is the reason why when I came up or the podcast, right, it became my therapy. So when I wanted to talk about what I was going through, I might not necessarily let you know I'm going through it, but I might talk about it anyway just to get feedback from other people. And sometimes that feedback might help me with my situation where I might know how to handle it. So, yeah, like I said, man, it's just certain things you don't do or say when you're on there. But marriages are never gonna be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Sometimes I wish it was easy because a lot of times it's a pain in the ass. And I have my days where I be want to go back sometimes to just where it could be me. It happens. It's just I don't know if any other man feels like that, but sometimes it's just me. Sometimes I'm just in my own world. But
I'm
yeah,
5 years in and I get there. So trust me, you're not alone, brother.
yeah, and it's temptations. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's
Yeah.
temptations. You know what I mean? It is for me. Every day I walk out the house, it's temptation. But I
Well,
learned
you
to
know
fight.
what happened, right?
What?
Well, let me explain to you what happened to you because I think men don't understand this because not enough of us go through it. When you hold on now, I'm laying on the floor, so I don't even know. But when you put this on, right here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know that's a magnet for women, right? You become 10 times more attractive to women, right? Because now the women is like, oh, he's committed. Oh,
Right.
he
Yeah.
ain't afraid to lock something down. Let me go. You know what? There might be a chink in that armor. Let me see if I could get my arrow through there and get me, because he'll commit again, right? Because believe it or not, even after divorce, most men seek that marriage, right? We seek that companionship. Whereas a woman, if she gets divorced, I'm never doing it again. A guy, that's why you hear guys being, I'm divorced 16 times because he gonna seek that thing, right? It's just kind
Yeah.
of in our nature, right? They call it settling, but what is a settler, right? We got to also look at the meaning of words, right? If you look at what a settler was back in the days, a settler was a pioneer who went out to the west and he had to go conquer the unknown, right? In the 1849, the 49ers, right? They were settlers. That didn't mean that they settled for less. That mean that they went out and conquered and created. So when we settling, we are going out there and creating. And as men, it's natural to us to go create and to spawn those further generations and to spawn a legacy, even if it's just through teaching, right? That's why you'll have some dudes who may never have children, but they're the everybody's favorite uncle. Because Uncle so-and-so is going to make sure, hey, listen, you know what? I might not have a seed of my own to pass down to, but I got these other people who are part of my family and my legacy. And guess what? They going to say, I learned so many lessons from Uncle John. Uncle John made me the man I am today. I'm sorry, Clarence. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to go on my little preach session. I see
No.
you spitting policies.
Yeah. No. You wasn't. You said it everything, but it's temptation. It's a lot that come with it, and like you said, yeah, the ring. There's plenty of times me and my wife, we have this lounge we've been going to. The same lounge we go to is the same lounge we met at. And having that ring on your finger, to them, it means something to you, but it doesn't mean nothing to them. It's just like you said. It's plenty of time I'll go to the bar and get me a drink, and I'll pay for the drink with the hand with the ring on it, and I do it on purpose sometimes. Man, that don't mean nothing to some of them. You got some that be like, yeah, I respect that. That's cool. And then you got women that go, yeah, he's committed, just like you said. It's crazy, but I know my position and I play it well. So I don't too much worry about it. But yeah, people just got to understand how it goes, man. And everything is not meant for social media to hear, man. Blasting. I used to do it. And then I learned that that's not gonna get you nowhere. Now, everybody who thought that everything was good in your relationship, or everybody that know what you had going on, now they know. Now they know. And I'm the type of person where I don't want everybody in my damn business. I'm a very private person. I'll tell you what I want you to know, and whatever else you don't know, if you don't know it, it's because it wasn't meant for you to know it. You know what I mean? So we just got to understand that. And when we understand that, that'll make the relationship better, man. But until then, man, it's just always going to be chaos.
And also, like I said before, the ones that we work around too. I gotta throw that in too, because you gotta be careful of that too. They don't have the best of your interest. They don't. They want to find out, or they use it against you, or they talk behind your back. That's what, like, sometimes, like, when I remember I would take care of some business, y'all, about maybe a few weeks ago, right? I was setting up my live. Never forget, I was setting up my afternoon live. Matter of fact, Brother Alonso, you came to that one too. And I was taking care of some business, and I see people that they just running their mouth. That motherfucker ain't no good and stuff like that. Then the motherfucker come and see them. Oh, hi, baby. Hi, hey, what's up, baby? Beautiful. How you doing? And I'm looking like, and they looked at me because they know I know. And I just shake my head. I run your mouth too much. Stop running your mouth. People don't need to know everything. You just give people what they want to hear. Hey, everything is fine. You should have heard something. I don't know where you heard that from. We good. You gotta do that. I don't know. Our people like to run their mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and then you can't talk to everybody about what you're going through neither. I learned that shit the hard way. But when I do talk to people, underrated, I'll hit you up. I got certain brothers on the panel that I can call, and it's sad because a lot of them are out of town, and I ain't got to worry about the shit going to who I'm dealing with because y'all out of town, and they my brothers, so I don't have to worry about that. But when you at your job or you live in the same neighborhood as somebody, man, you can't tell everybody your damn business, man, because when they get out there, you can't get upset. You really can't get upset about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's how that's how it is. But like you said, be careful who you're talking to. Be very careful and be very mindful. You know what I mean? Who you talking to, because when it goes down, don't be disappointed. Be mindful of who's in your circle. Because everybody who's around you is not good for you.
Yeah. Oh, we got eyes love to talk. Queen, we want you to get into it too. You got another women here. You got to engage it.
Uh-oh.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are y'all guys
Good
doing?
morning.
Finally, sister, eyes love to talk.
You're underrated. You being a little too extra when you say her name. Relax.
That's my Brooklyn sister, man. You relax. We better be careful, Clancy, because they be saying, yo, y'all serious each other, man. Your pom-pom boys, you need to cut it out. Shut up.
Did you say pom pom boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, pom-pom boys. They are pom-pom boys with color pink in it. They all dress in pink.
Underrated is so special.
I'm weak right now for that.
No, go ahead, Sister Eyes.
I just want to comment on a part where y'all was saying that women go after you even they see that you're committed and you have rings. We're gonna title those as confused little girls. They're not women. Because at the end of the day, if you're going after someone that decided to make up their mind and to say, I'm going to treat somebody so good and so better so that you feel good to destroy that, that's because you don't have nothing good and better in your life. And when a gentleman had said that you have to introduce your work, your staff member or whoever, your employee, with your wife, because the relationship y'all was building at work subconsciously, and you said I would introduce my wife because I don't want her to destroy nothing, even subconsciously. I would say this: no one can destroy nothing if your relationship is very secure. If your relationship is secure, your wife understands the relationship that you build at work. It depends on if you're not going on lunch with her and you doing it with somebody else, or you're not giving her that time and you doing it with somebody else, it might be offensive. But if you're doing everything that you need to do, what you do will not make her insecure. Because I know my husband loves me because he does everything with me. So I'm not gonna attack what you're doing outside my relationship because that's my husband.
Oh,
The
yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I mean, even so much so, I'm in sales, and I remember we were out for drinks with her and some of her coworkers, and they saw me outside talking to some scantily, well, not exactly scantily clad, but they were wearing, tight clothes and everything, young women. But I sell life insurance for a living. So she saw me, her female friend was like, "Oh, he being so disrespectful. He's out there, he got his phone, he getting them girls' numbers." She was like, "Girl, he ain't where he trying to get some money from them."
Right.
right.
So, I definitely appreciate what you're saying, because a lot of people don't realize that, but that's kind of one of the reasons that she doesn't um, have that insecurity, because I do things like throw her in front of, when a woman comes near, I'm like, I got a wife, not, not even, it's just kind of second nature for me to do that now. And I just kind of throw it in, their faces, just because I've been approached by, like you said, confused little girls who are like, "Oh, you married? Well, uh, you would enjoy me better." And I'm like, no, that's why I'm married, because I enjoy my wife, that I want to be with her until I die.
Right.
You know. So I thank you, Oz, for clarifying that for
And
us.
and also goes for men and women. Watch out for this too. Sometimes you can go out together, and sometimes it can be that man and woman just want to announce that one person instead of that one unit. And you need to speak up on that too, men and women, because there are some that do that. Even when you take care of business, or you go into the hotel and stuff like that. Even you go into the cab, they willing to talk to that significant one, but the other one they don't want to talk to. You got to be real careful of these things, y'all. The
Oh,
things do be happen.
that's happened to me plenty of times, underrated.
There you go.
Plenty of times. And I've had corrected it. Um, this one guy used to always say, man, he wanted to come and always buy Tiffany a drink every time he see her at the bar, which I don't trust no dude buying my wife no drink unless I know
Right.
that dude, or if that dude is related. You can't be a normal dude who walk in the club and say, I want to buy your wife a drink. I'll break your jaw. I don't play that. So we're not going to play them type of games. But then I had to tell him one time, like, bro, you see me sitting next to her, right? So why you think I'm sitting next to her? Because I like her? I said, who the hell you think I am to her? Her brother? Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to let him know. He wanted to say no disrespect. I said the disrespect was already there, bro. You did this about
Right.
you did this about 4 or 5 times. So now I'm telling you now, don't say shit to my wife. Because you could have easily spoke to me and said, do you mind if I buy y'all a drink? Or even if
Fact.
you're not buying me a drink, acknowledge that I'm there. A woman can never come up and just say what's up to me. I speak to my wife too. I don't care if you somebody I went to school with. You got to acknowledge this is my world. This is my queen next to me. If you can't do that, then we got a problem. But a lot of time people, I can't say they don't know, they know, but they like to act like they don't know. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
There's some real asshole peoples in this world, but I could be a bigger asshole too. So, but yeah, you got to acknowledge that. And if you're not going to acknowledge that, then don't come around me. So
Because
that's how we do.
yeah, because let me tell you, this what happened to me. Right, I was with the miss. Right, one of those times we went out, went out of town. So you see, I get in the cab with her, and on so he's just having the conversation. So she said, baby, yeah, I gotta talk to them. Now you wanna fucking talk to me. Why the fuck you talking to me now? We together, and now you want to talk to me. So he said, yeah, somebody got an attitude. Yeah, I got an attitude, and what's up? Cause that disrespectful, bruh. You can't do that. And then I'm gonna say it, and all due respect, and I'm gonna say some men too, but I'm gonna say to these women too. Women, when this happened to your man, you gotta put that in check too. You cannot expect a man put that in check all the time too. You gotta say, nah, you know, if you want to talk to us, because men, they do stuff like that. They just want to see. And I let motherfucker know, yeah, I got an attitude, and what's up? Then what's up? You could park the car around the corner, and we could celebrate as men, cause that's disrespectful. You hear what I'm saying? And so these conversations we better have these conversations because it has to be established because we dealing with people. They don't want the unit to be happy. And I'm talking about man or women. They don't want this to be happy. Even in this space, we understand outside the space, but even inside the space, they don't want the people that's together to be happy, man or woman. We better have these conversations.
Very true.
A lot.
Man, I could tell you a time. But I'm a little different in the way I threaten guys' lives. Because I know there was one situation where this was while we was just boyfriend and girlfriend. My wife she had been on the way to work, and she was at the bus stop, and you know how guys are. Hey, girl, you know, whatever. And she was like, no, I'm in a relationship. No, thank you. Oh, you can't have friends. Well, some guys get too aggressive. So this guy actually snatched her phone and put his number in in her phone and called himself. Right? She didn't want to do too much because she didn't, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and she was out there by herself. Right? And so she didn't know. So she just let him take the phone, gave it back to her, and called himself, right? So then he started calling her, and she was like, yo, can you not call me? Well, one day she was with me when he called. And so I took the phone, and I was like, hey, bro, how's it going? I don't really try to get too, rah-rah gangster with people because I've actually done things, right? So I explained to him, I said, excuse me, sir, I understand, my woman is a beautiful, attractive woman, and, you'd like to be in her life. Unfortunately for you, I'm there. So would you please stop calling my girlfriend? So he started tough talking, and I cut him off. I said, excuse me, sir, do you have life insurance? Now, I happened to sell it, so I was going to try and sell him some life insurance at the same time. But at that moment, he decided to stop calling ever again. So, gentlemen, a quick way to get a gentleman to stop calling is ask them if they have life insurance. Yeah, because I was like, hey, bro, do you have life insurance? He was like, what? What?
Alonzo, I can't stand you right now for that.
I would say this: do you value your life? I'm blunt upon. I do. I gotta work on that.
Alonzo, I got a new way of handling my situation now. Do you have life insurance?
Yeah, because now people is gonna be like, what? Like, because now it's not a threat; it's just asking them, hey, do you have life insurance? So you just told him you're gonna kill him without telling him you're gonna kill him.
And after this, I'd love to talk with you to get to it too. Oh, I could say it like this. Hey, listen, check it out. We both win. I know a brother. I got your number now. I could call brother right now if you want life insurance. Can you tell me what life insurance?
I love the way you said that.
Let me call this man. Yo, you know I'm into something. Yo, Lonzo Hall, man. Tell him you got different type of life insurance that because you what you doing, you really need it. So let me call him up. Alonzo, I'll put you on the speaker. What life insurance that he needs? Then I'm gonna give you the number if you want to take number, or I'll give you his email. So you you can talk, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I hope it will not come up like that, but you never know. But I'm gonna use that too. I'm getting mad. We all win.
I ain't gonna lie. I like that. I like that. Yo, that's a good way of going by it. You got life
Yeah, that's a
insurance?
good one. Yeah, you got life insurance, man. Let me help you out.
Hey man, I'm telling you, dude ain't never called back again. I think he probably erased and blocked the number and everything because he was like, yo, I mean, because we're used to guys coming with bravado. Hey man, I'm gonna mess you up. Da da da. I was like, excuse me, sir. Do you have life insurance? He was like, yo, I ain't never. What the? Yo, I ain't never heard nobody ask me that question. So yeah, man, that's a way to do it. But like you guys were saying, it is a respect thing, and oftentimes a lot of guys don't want to respect another man's boundaries. And I think as men we can always find ways to de-escalate a situation. And hey, maybe they'll say I don't have life insurance. You could go ahead and call me up, and I'll definitely help them. I'll be like, oh yeah, sir, you need a policy right now. You need one of them instant decision joints.
Right. Here you
Alonzo,
go.
I'm gonna give Underrated my number. I don't think he have it, so he can give it to you. Cause yeah, I got a cat that might need it, but I'm trying to go about it a different way. But he might need it.
Yeah. Look, man, it's on my network
My
here. Go
number's
ahead,
in
go
the
ahead.
back, bro.
Oh yeah, okay.
If I ever be in a situation where I don't think I would, I don't know how to say this, but if anytime me and my significant other walks into a room, I'm gonna make the room so secure that everyone know that's my man. We walking in the same, we holding hands, we holding on each other for the first couple of half an hour. So by the time we separate the mingle, everyone would know that's my man and they wouldn't approach me. So I'm gonna secure that before it even gets to a point where somebody want to disrespect my relationship and my man. So I'm gonna secure that before anything. So I haven't been in a situation like that yet.
Well, I hope
Oh
you
nah, yeah, nah, definitely when we together, man. I mean we wear the same Echo Red outfit, right? So you can't tell that we ain't in matching outfits and stuff. Right? But what ended up happening in that particular situation, I wasn't there when this dude initially did what he did. And
Right, that's
obviously,
crazy.
as men, we can't always be, up under our wife. If she got to go to work and I got to go to work, I can't always be there. So that one was just a little out of hand.
Yeah,
But
scary.
now you got it. Hey, sis, now you got a new way. Tell your man, hey, listen, somebody disrespect, just ask them if they got life insurance. Them dudes will calm down
You got some
immediately.
good life insurance?
Oh yeah.
Did it cover you right now, or you just got on it?
Yeah, they're gonna be like, what? Because usually, especially with our people, it's bravado. You know what I mean? But somebody to calmly ask you, hey, you got something that's gonna pay out for after you die? They're like, wait, what?
Right.
Yo, let me tell you something, Alonzo. You're gonna have a dude sitting up all night like, what the fuck did he mean by that?
Yeah. And then he said he got the one that instant one. Oh, I'm gonna use that shit. Alonzo, I'm sorry, bro. I was really he got instant ones too. You know what I mean? Man, forget me, Alonzo. You got some instant ones, right?
Hey, Alonzo, I could see the dude at the basketball court shooting around with his homies. Yo, the strangest shit happened to me last night. Remember the chick I told you I met? Well, he gonna lie and say, I got her number. Fucking dude answer the phone, we talking or whatever. I'm like, I'm talking my shit to dude. Like, y'all know me, y'all know how I give it up, right? I'm talking my shit to dude, and dude politely asked me, did I have life insurance? Like, what the fuck?
And you know what's going to happen? They're going to look at him like he's stupid. And they're going to look at him, do you get what he's saying?
No, but he's going to tell a tough story. He's not going to tell that he hung the phone up. He's going to say, I was talking shit back to him and like, what the fuck you mean? But he didn't say all that. He really hung the phone up. But he got to play his position because he in front of his dudes.
Yeah, you know we got to do that. Listen, man, I told that nigga it don't matter if I got life insurance. But no, that was a quick hang up. He's like, do I have? But now you know what, Clarence? You're right. That dude was probably sitting up all night, like, yo, the fuck did this dude mean by that?
Yo,
I'm not gonna lie to you, Alonzo. You said that to me, I'd have went to work and I'd have been like, "What the fuck do he? Nah,
nah,
I need to see this dude. What the fuck
nah,
did he?
fuck that. I'm
I
going
feel
to erase
crazy."
That
that.
probably would have
Yo,
been planning like, no, I ain't got life insurance. How you know a good one? So
yeah.
you went to sleep not thinking.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And first thing you gonna erase that number and shit first, and that's nah, that's all right. You any what's your any number any that deal with your wife some shit? Nah, I ain't talking to that shit. You get nervous and shit. Nah, I ain't talking. No. That name, nah, forget it. Was it that name? No, it's similar to that. You got that motherfucker probably
Hey,
smoking weed, drinking, and all that
hey,
shit.
I love. I remember the first time I had met my wife and we went out to go eat. And I'm not gonna lie, in the conversation, I wanted just to know more about her. We only like 2 weeks into talking, so I'm like, "Yo, you got life insurance?" No lie. And she's like, "What you plan on killing me or some shit?" Like I'm like, "No,
Right.
no."
I'd have been thinking the same way. Like, why you ask that?
I
Plotting on
was
me?
just I wanted to
Yeah.
know more. I wanted to just to know more about her because I was telling her so much about me. And I'm like, I don't have life insurance. She's like, I don't have it either. I'm like, you've been married before? No, you ain't. No, you never been married. Neither was I. But that life insurance, that shit really touched her. It was like, what you plan on doing?
My
Right.
fiance don't like when I talk about it. When we had a conversation, I was like, "Yeah, it's time for you. I think when we get married, we're gonna have to get us on a different policy." And he was like, how much is the policy? He was like, how soon can I get the money? I was like, damn, you planning on killing me off? You already talking about the money?
Oh shit.
Actually, to answer those questions, it varies depending on the type of policy you have. So usually, life insurance takes up to 18 months to pay out unless you have like a final expense, which is those commercials you see from Alex Trebek. Those are generally immediate. So, all whole life insurance ain't built the same, just like term life is going to take 18 months, up to 18 months. Sorry, go ahead, Oz.
No. I said right. No, you're right. I was just curious why he was thinking about getting the money so fast.
Hey, me and my wife just finally did that this year. And
Congrats, bro.
we met in 2018. So she was like, "Remember that question you asked me?" I was like, "What question?" On our first date, I'm like, "I asked you a lot of fucking questions." She's like, "What's the one particular one that you asked me?" I said, "About the life insurance." She was like, "Yeah." I said, "What about it?" She was like, "Yeah, well, we married now. It's time. Now I'm comfortable with you asking me that. I didn't want to hear that shit on our date." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Well, let's go do that." And we finally went and did it. But it was just
Congrats.
fun. Yeah.
Congrats, though. Yeah. And let me say this to Above Alonso Hall, too, that I want you to talk about this, too, a little bit if you can. Even single people need to get life insurance, so even like if you are disabled or
Yeah, I have life
fix your car.
insurance.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, I have life insurance that cover my children, and cover me and cover them. Like if I pass away, they get something. And
Yeah.
if they pass away, I will be able to pay for their funeral and stuff. Since the coronavirus, that made me think a lot
Yeah.
because I was working at a job where I was dealing with the outside people, and I was like, well, it's time to start thinking about life insurance because if I get sick and something happens to me, my kids is totally assed out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
glad y'all all got life insurance.
I'm working on mine. That's what I'm asking you a question about, Alonso,
Yeah.
too.
So
The ones on disability or fixed income, whatever it is. What's the right how I say this life insurance for them, even if they work.
it depends, right? And it depends on what you're looking for your life insurance to do. So most people think life insurance is what I call death insurance, meaning that I die and somebody get a check. Most people don't
Right.
know that the proper life insurance policy adds to your net worth. It can grow tax free. I think I sent you a Instagram clip from Ed Slott, the CPA, explaining that the reason the federal government doesn't advertise it as a wealth contract is because they'd rather get your money through the CPA and telling you to buy, term, and invest the difference. Most people get underinsured, right? So if you make $50,000 a year and you want to leave 20 years of your income, that's $1 million policy, right? If you make $50,000 a year and you want to leave generational wealth, you need a $10 million policy. And when that $10 million policy comes out, you take that, and that's when you put it into a money market account or a high yield savings account like Marcus Millichap, aka Goldman Sachs, that earns 0.5% interest. 0.5% of 10 million happens to be 50,000. But again, especially with our folk, we don't get it taught to us, right? And then when we do finally learn it, we're at a certain age where compound interest don't help us. So everyone who does have it, and I'm gonna answer your question, Underrated, real quickly.
Okay.
But everyone who does have it, do me a favor, because I stand to make money from it because I sell it. And I don't care what state you're in. I'm licensed in New York and 10 other states. So because I'm licensed in New York, that's the trump card. Whatever state you're in, I can go and get my license without having to do anything but pay a small fee. So because I stand to make money from it, I always tell people, listen, go to a nonprofit organization called lifehappens.org. And then you can actually go to the human life value calculator. And then that'll tell you, most people be like, I got $50,000 worth of life insurance. You're underinsured, right? I'll give you an example. I have someone who is an insurance agent whose parent recently died in the state of Georgia. He just went there for 2 weeks to pay for the funeral. He was like, it's like $35,000. And now my stepmother-in-law, well, my dad had a boat and a house and a this and a that. Well, the life insurance he had paid for a little bit of the funeral, but now there's these taxes and there's the boat that he bought and the cars that he bought and the houses that he bought that she ain't got the money for. And I'm not paying for it. So she about to be out of the house, out of the boat, out of the cars, and out of everything. So please go to lifehappens.org and check the human life value calculator.
Can I say something too? Also, you need a policy that you can pull out a loan on. Like some policies, I have a policy that if I need to pay, my son can take his policy to pay for his college. I have an emergency policy.
I love you.
I
love you. Because most people will tell you to buy the cheap stuff, the term insurance. Anything that's whole life is where you can borrow from.
Right. And I also, like, if emergency happened to me, and if my house breaks down or I get robbed, I can pull emergency insurance out. Like, people need to, like, if you are policy, you help people get their policy, tell them all about it, because even though it sounds like a lot, like, oh, you're going to put a lot out, you're going to be paying a lot, but the amount that you're going to get, it's going to be a little bit compared to the amount that you're paying. So my children are going to be good. Like, if I pass away, they're going to be straight good. Like, they're not going to worry about nothing. They're going to be smart. I told them to burn me. I said, don't bury me, burn me. I said, bury me, buy your first house. I can leave a will with my insurance too. Buy your first house, bury me underneath the first house you buy. Put me in a tree. Plant a tree and put me there, and that's it. And you take the insurance and you run with it, and you start a business. You buy 2 houses. You do whatever you want to do. And people don't understand that you can do that with your life insurance, and no one breaks it down. Like you said, they're scared to pay the most. But they're willing to pay the little bit and don't understand if you pay the most, you get a lot out of your most.
You right. What's going on, I?
Hey, C, what's up?
She was all right. Guys, will you answer the question, please? Before we continue, because I want to.
So yeah, in terms of like if you have a disability or anything, that still leaves you eligible to get a policy. Now, depending on your age, is the type of policy. Like I sell investment grade life insurance, right? So I sell index universal life. Then you've got things like variable universal life, which I tell everybody to stay away from because it's variable, right? So that means that every dollar in premium you pay, your death benefit and all your cash value are up into the stock market. That's why I like investment grade instead of investment style, right? So investment grade, it mirrors the S&P 500, but none of your money touches the market, right? So it's like having an ETF or an equity fund. Then you'll have like traditional whole life. And then you'll have things like final expense whole life. So if you're in bad health, and you're depending on the state you're in, between 45 and 85, and the state of New York is between 50 and 75, there's basically no health questions, but it's a little more expensive because they don't do underwriting, but it will give you a death benefit. But even things like, as you were talking about, having cash in a life insurance, forget about dying. What about living, right? The IRS just increased the limits that you can put into things like your 401k to $22,500, but you're putting yourself in a tax deferral situation as opposed to a tax-free situation. So there's no limit to the amount of money you can put into a cash value life insurance that, depending on, like, for example, the company I'm with, they're currently growing at a 5.75% monthly compound interest rate. So that means for every $100, every month, that $100 earns you $5.75, right? But people don't teach you this. They say, go put it in an investment. I'm a full-fledged financial advisor, so I know about that too, right? The investment, they don't tell you about 2 and 20 fees, 2% of your net worth, 20% of your capital gains before you even pay your capital gains taxes. So it sounds nice to say, I'm in an investment, but you pay an ass load of taxes and fees that you don't pay with life insurance, right? So, like if someone doesn't have the greatest health, or even if they have a disability, I'm a big proponent for whole life insurance. Just like Eyes Love to Talk said, don't get that term crap, because unfortunately, all term is when I die, you get a big check. So if you plan on dying in 19 years, get a 20-year term. Go ahead, Eyes.
No, I said I agree with you, right?
Yeah. Now, there's nothing wrong with term. Don't get me wrong. I sell that too. But if I'm gonna sell you a term, then you got to be buying 10, $20 million death benefit, because if you're buying $100,000, $200,000, $1 million worth of life insurance, it should be whole life of some form, because it's going to build cash that you could borrow against one day, if something happens. And another thing they don't tell you is these policies have something called living benefits, right? So in the event that you get a terminal illness, you'll die in 12 months or less, most insurance companies will let you get 75% of your death benefit tax-free. So if you got a $100,000 policy, they'll give you $75,000 cash tax-free while you're alive. If you get a chronic illness, which would be, or a critical illness, so you can't do things like activities of daily living, bathing, toileting, feeding yourself, washing yourself, stuff like that, they'll give you 50%. So they'll give you $50,000 cash tax-free. And then if you do something like, if you have like a heart attack, or you go blind due to diabetes, or you get dialysis, they'll give you $25,000 of that $100,000 cash tax free. So that's why it's a lot of people push whole life instead of term life. Again, there's nothing wrong with term life. If you're gonna get $10 million death benefit, then that's too expensive. But like I said, spend the most and you'll get the most, right? Because when we go to buy, think about it. When I go to that car dealership and I go buy my Dodge Charger with the Scat Pack and the Hellcat, I ain't thinking about spending the least amount. I gotta get the Scat Pack and that car got to go. Well, I'm spending $900 a month on a car, but I don't want to spend $90 a month on life insurance.
Right.
Right, but I spent the most on that car that's going to have no value And, you know, I'll even use an example of a family member of mine. A family member of mine was a teenager and he had just graduated high school and his parents bought him a brand new BMW. Hope to God they did have life insurance on him. I'm not positive. But unfortunately, God rest his soul, he went out on out here in New York racing and he flipped the car. It flipped 3 times. The person he was racing with flipped a couple times. He and the people who were in the car with him unfortunately passed.
Ooh.
But they spent top dollar on that BMW. Right? But now there's no legacy from that child.
Now they gonna have to sell the BMW to pay for the funeral.
Hey,
Can't sell the BMW, it's total.
Alonzo, didn't me and you talk about that? About dumbass dudes that got $80,000 cars, but y'all live in fucking neighborhoods where you gotta walk in the building where the elevators don't work. You idiots. Idiots.
Yes, we did talk about that.
Yeah, we talk about, yes, we did.
That's like down here in Georgia the same way. You got guys with scat packs. You got guys with 745 BMWs, Mercedes, and they stay in apartments. I'm like, priorities, man. You got apartment. You know, even if it's a nice area to a degree, you're gonna get a $80,000 car, but you're staying in a $1,000, $1,500 apartment. You can take that same $1,500 and put it towards a house.
Yeah.
It's like priorities. You rather put more money towards the look of things on the outside than the inside, because the inside, that's what really counts, that longevity.
Yeah, that's true. And let me ask this question. I want to put it out to y'all because I'll give me something to drink. I'm sorry, I'll give me something to drink. I'm hungry. I want to keep
What's up, Sing?
What's good? What's good? I want to ask this. How many people want to have these conversations right now? It's in public, y'all. How many people want to have these conversations?
Well, not
They
too
don't.
many.
Yeah, because they don't want to be the one to realize, to sit back and think about themselves. Say, I fit that category of not doing the responsibility I'm supposed to do. That's self-reflection. Nobody wants to do self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in our community, I also blame the professionals like myself, right? Because, and I apologize for doing this because I do this all the time. When I come on panels, I kind of hijack them, and I bring my topic up, right? But I don't think that there's enough. I was at the 2021 CAAFP, which is the Conference of African American Financial Professionals, which is hosted by the American College of Financial Services. You can go to theamericancollege.edu and search that up. I am an elite financial professional. If you look up the MDRT, Million Dollar Round Table, is the top 1% of financial professionals in 70 countries. In 2020, I almost qualified for the bottom of the top of the table, making $122,000. Unfortunately, I fell short and only made $115,000. So I didn't even get to look. I got to stand outside the club, but I didn't get to go in the club. So I think a lot of that with our community is the fault of the financial professionals, because we end up being order takers or not learning this. Like, for example, I've just recruited 2 people from here on YouTube, and they've been in this industry a long time. And when I'm teaching them stuff, they're like, wait, what? I didn't even know that. Like, did you know that your life insurance agent can sell you your IRA, your 401k, your Section 529 college savings plan, your SEP, your simple IRA, your qualified retirement plan? Like, that's why when I spoke to the brother about a TSP, he was like, I already got that. Yeah, I know you already got that because you're a government employee. That's automatically given to you. That's why I mentioned about my family member with the GS-13. That's a grade level or a pay grade in the federal government. But I'm not your average bear. And I realize that, especially with our folks, we end up being order takers. And we're just like, here, for example, if you go to an insurance agent and you say, hey, how much is $100,000? And they give you a quote, right? Which it's not a quote, it's an illustration, because a life insurance policy illustration is the same thing that you get when you purchase a house. It's an amortization schedule.
You see
right?
what you did right there? That's interrupting. You see how you talking right there? It's scary by the way you talking. I could pin out a lot of things that would have said, you know what? I'm not being involved with that. Or I don't want to do that. Not saying you wrong. Not saying your information is wrong. It's just the way people go about it. A lot of black folks don't understand it. So that would have to be a private conversation that you would have with somebody to sit down, because a lot of people's not educated to understand what you're saying. And a lot of people is scared of even just the big words or the big numbers or the names you just threw out there, as in like when you said the group of people or the companies. That's
Right.
a lot where some black folks say, you know what, to deal with all that, I'm not gonna do it. So
Well,
how would you
Right.
go about it and give them the same information, the same responsibility, but in a way that we, knowing a lot of our black folks are not educated or not they're kind of on a other side of things. How can you get them to not be scared of your big words, not be scared of these companies, and get them to understand to get your insurance policy, to get to understand what you're talking about?
That's the difficulty, because unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is made that way to keep us out of it, right? Because we get scared of it and then we don't go into it, and then we're like, and then finally someone like me comes and drops the bomb on them, and then we're crazily affected by that, right? Like, check this out, right? Everybody knows about the whole Young Thug YSL being indicted. It was 28 men being indicted with $1 million, right? $1 million divided by 28 is $35,000 a head. So all those black men could have just got a job at McDonald's. Meanwhile, I have to deal with, in my industry, something called anti-money laundering, because I could be a terrorist organization, right? Well, do you know that December 10th, 2002, and don't believe me, I want y'all all to go to Google right now and put in these words: Colombian cocaine cartel life insurance. You will find a December 10th, 2002 article from the New York Times, the Moscow Times, and it's even the Federal Government Bureau of Investigations has it listed, where 5 members of the Colombian cocaine cartel hid $80 million of cocaine drug money in life insurance policies. Meanwhile, we come to the hood where dudes are driving an $80,000 car calling himself the Hood El Chapo.
Right.
Right? So that's kind of where I push it out. But when I push it out like that, because I've been doing what I do since 2010, right? And when I used to be fluffy with it, nobody wanted to listen to it, right? But now I come out and I'm like, yo, y'all niggas about to listen to this shit, because I'm trying to give it to us in our language. And now I have more of our folks, oh, well, I don't know if I could do business with you because you talk a certain way. And I'm like, well, when I was talking with the fluff, you didn't want to listen. Now that I'm talking to you rough, you don't want to listen. So I can't win for losing with my own people, you know? But like I said, stuff like, that's why I tell people go to things like lifehappens.org, right? Because it's a not-for-profit organization, and there's things like Liam, Life Insurance Awareness Month. And last year they had Kelly Rowland all over that shit. And our people didn't know about it. But Kelly Rowland was like, yo, it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. Get life insurance. Did any of y'all know that Kelly Rowland was telling folks to get life insurance?
Yeah, I know about it.
Well, you different, Sheed. You part of the you part of my code. I done brainwashed you. Listen, she loves it, man, because like I was talking about beating your 401k with life insurance. Matter of fact, go ahead, she tell him, because she tells him better than I do, and he don't even sell this stuff.
Yeah, because that's when me and you were having a conversation. That's why I told you, I was like, with my 401k, when I took that big dip and I started doing the numbers, and when I was talking to different life insurance guys, agents, and they were telling me these things, I was like, hold on. So you mean to tell me I give my 401k, I give them up to, I think back at the time it was like 20,000 or less into that, and I can only put up that much a year into that policy. So with my company matching, if I put in 10, my company put in 10, that's it. I can't do no more than 10,000 a year. They put a cap on it. Then when the market crashed, I lose tons of money out. See, that's the thing. If I put in 10, my company matches, they put in 10, cool. I got 20,000 for the year invested into my life insurance. Into my 401k. Now, let's say the market crashed like '08. I lost about, I think, $8,000. He had 700,000 in his. He lost like 350,000. He's like, man, what I'm gonna do, man? I've been saving this all my life, trying to. He's like, that was just me. My wife, she had almost $1 million in her junk, and once I think it caps out at $1 million. And I'm like, dang, because one dude at my job, he is capped out at $1 million. He put the max in every year. They had to come to tell him he can't put no more money in it. And I was like,
Yeah, there's
dang, that's
threshold.
crazy. Yeah, but then you had life insurance. I was talking to this agent. He was like, yeah, you can put as much money. He was like, man, you could set a policy up for like 100,000. But if you put in $100 a month, cool. But let's say you want to put in $1,000 a month. He said, there's nothing stopping you. I was like, what if I want to do, 20,000 a year into my policy? He said, do whatever you want. I said, what about 100,000? He said, it's your policy. You can put as much money as you want in there. And I was like, no cap? I was like, crazy. It
They
comes down
actually
to it.
changed that. So the max you can put in now is $2 million a year.
Yeah. But who's going to put
But
up
how
to
many
2
people
million?
putting $2 million a year
Yeah.
away?
Yeah, that's why he was telling me no cap, because it was like on average, a regular guy like me, if I got $2 million in life, if I got $2 million to throw in a life insurance policy, I'm his best client. But generally speaking, like that though, it's like even with situations to where, what I'm saying, you had these policies. I talked about Mitt Romney when he was running for president. Dude had like
Privatizing Social
175.
Security.
What you say, them?
I said he made me proud. He wanted to privatize Social Security. That was going to make me a lot of money.
Yeah. And so it was like with him, because he had, what was it, $175 million in a life insurance policy, and he ended up throwing it in a trust. And when you become president, they start looking at all your finances, seeing if you're going to be crooked and stuff. And so they asked him, they was like, why do you have so much life insurance? He's like, why not? He's like, if anything happened to your family, do you want your family?
Oh no, the board's got
Hello?
him.
Oh, it dropped.
Yeah, he be
It was getting
driving, but
good.
this is a lot of stuff that goes on, right? You can overfund your 401k and stuff like that, or you can beat your 401k just through a simple life insurance policy, right? But let's take it to a smaller scale, because most people can't fully fund 20,500, which is now 22,500 into their 401k, right? So let's look at something like an IRA, right? You can actually put $6,000-$7,000 into your IRA, and me as an insurance agent, yeah, I'll sell it to you, and I'll make more money than I would selling you the life insurance policy, right? But then, like, you'll have people like Dave Ramsey and Sue Zorman who are like, well, these insurance agents, they want you to buy whole life because they get a big check. Well, that's partially true, right? I'll give you at least my numbers. New York, right? I get 50% commission. So if you spend $1,000 a month or $12,000 a year on your life insurance, that's a $6,000 check for me, right? But if I set up your insurance policy properly, where you're doing what's called overfunding it, right, then that means that the insurance company doesn't benefit as much because they don't get to suck as much of your money away. But you, the client, benefit. So what they do is they hurt the insurance agent, and instead of giving me 50%, they cut my commission from 50% to 12%. So I get royally screwed, right? But that's why Dave Ramsey, Sue Zorman, Primericans will tell you, hey, buy term, invest the difference. Because they're going to charge you 2 and 20 fees on the shitty mutual fund, right? Let me explain something to you. There's no way you can buy term insurance and invest the difference. The minimum investment is $10,000. $10,000 happens to be $834 a month. It's actually 833.33333 something, but I just rounded up to $834 a month. I've done enough investments in my life that are the smallest level of $10,000 to know this, right? And you guys can do the math. Put in your calculator 10,000 divided by 12. It'll show you $834 a month, right? So the minimum investment is $10,000. People will tell you, hey, just buy a term policy and put $25 a month into a mutual fund. That is literally like saying we're out on a lake in a canoe and your canoe just sprung a leak. And there is another guy with a canoe who sprung a leak, but he's got a 5-gallon bucket. And that 5-gallon bucket, he's bailing the water out. But I'm going to give you the thimble from Monopoly and tell you, here, bail the water out from your canoe with this thimble from Monopoly. Don't worry, you'll get back to shore. Now, do you think the thimble from Monopoly that is nowhere near even an ounce of liquid being moved out of your boat is going to be as effective as that guy with that 5-gallon bucket? Probably not. But it sounds nice and it feels good, especially to our people like you were saying, Eyes. It feels good to say, I got a money market account, right? Like I said, if you go to Google and look up high yield savings account or money market account, you'll find Marcus Millichap, aka Goldman Sachs, outside of maybe a local credit union that's near you. But, you know, I'm not in every state that you're in physically, so it's not going to show up for me. But you'll find Marcus Millichap, aka Goldman Sachs, with a 0.5% APY, annual percentage yield. So what that means is if you put $100 with Goldman Sachs, so you could feel good like, hey, I'm with Charles Schwab, I'm with Goldman Sachs, I'm with Fidelity, I'm with Vanguard. That shit sounds nice, but again, it's like having that $80,000 car going in a pissy elevator, right? They give you 0.5% interest. So that $100 has to sit with Goldman Sachs for 1 year to earn you 50 cents. I sell on the worst case scenario. I like to underpromise and overdeliver. So let's say life insurance grows at only a 2% compound monthly interest rate. So that same scenario, you take $100 and put it in a life insurance policy today. Damn, my phone ringing again. And then this means that tomorrow you will have or next month you'll earn $2. Give me 1 second.
I'm back. I'm back, y'all. Take his brother She's back right here. Sorry about that. Prepare some stuff right here. But welcome to my channel, Underrated Docs. Yours truly, the underrated,
Something to eat.
one of the best kept secrets on YouTube, the best of the business. We got Eyes Love to Talk. And thank you, all Sister Queen, for being on there earlier. But we got Brother Alonzo Hall. We got Clarence McLean. The brother She. Oh, go ahead, Sister Eyes.
No, I said you was cooking something to eat. That's what you was doing.
Yeah, I'm not preparing something. Come and think about it.
You was making something to eat, so you step away, make something to drink and eat.
Yeah, that's what later on though. So I had to work because I'm doing another live later on. That's gonna be tonight though. So that's gonna take me some time to really set it up though. So that's what
Right.
I'm doing right now because this one's gonna be it's something. That's all I can say.
What's the other live gonna be about?
Gotta come and find out.
Hey,
And not sports, because I tried to
underrated.
get into sports. I'm not into it.
No, what basically is going on is going to be some things deals with our people that we need to watch out for.
Oh, okay.
That's all I can say about that. And I got different videos to show. And that y'all will get. Y'all will get it.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Under that conversation we had about that big show. I just wanted to let you know, and all the fans know that
Why y'all sound related?
It's been confirmed, brother. It's been confirmed. You know that
I mean, quite a few things you said is gonna be confirmed on this channel. You had to let me know here because my hands is moving here.
Listen.
My hands is moving here. You know.
Listen. You know the interview I'm talking about. It's been confirmed, brother. You can take me later. Yes. You can take me later.
Sorry about that. I'm back, y'all.
No, but it's 2 or 3, brother. You gotta let me know specifically.
2, brother. 2. Yes. Been confirmed, brother.
Okay. I want to play this little game of cleansing. Y'all get into it too.
Okay, I'll put it. You know what? I'll put it in the private chat.
No, I want to put it in private chat. I just want this starts with a T. Got something to do with a T, right?
No, the both of the last names begin
No.
with
I'm
a
talking
C.
the place.
Oh yeah, the place. Yeah. But you'll see. You'll see. We'll let the
All right,
we'll
see.
let
Okay,
the
all
people
right,
know.
okay. Well,
We'll
you
let
can
them
tell the
know.
people. You can tell the people then. You
But
got.
you said eyes love. You said why we sounded like it's because we're actually next door neighbors. He's from Brooklyn and I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, okay.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, that sounded like y'all related.
Nah,
Okay.
but the problem is, right? He's the first Brooklyn dude I ever got along with because I never had a great relationship with Brooklyn dudes, but he made me like
Everybody
him.
said that.
Yeah,
What part
yeah.
of Brooklyn? I'm from BK, Marcy Projects. Best
Oh my God, I gotta go.
Yo,
Bye,
you
underrated. I gotta
serious
go. I
though?
gotta
You know
go.
I'm over on
I gotta go.
Bainbridge.
Bye.
Huh?
I gotta
Bainbridge or
go.
what?
I said I was on Bainbridge Street.
Bainbridge. So you Brevoy, right?
Nah, Bainbridge between Lewis and Stuyvesant. I was over by Boys and
Oh,
Girls High.
Lewis
Then
is
I
my
moved.
You further
hometown,
down. You further down.
Burketown,
Okay.
Lewis
You further
Avenue.
down. Okay. You further down.
Yeah.
What? So, what you're trying to tell me is that I'm the only BX dude on here? I gotta go. Bye, y'all. I'll talk to y'all.
Yeah.
Bye. I
Hey
gotta
man, I'm
go,
not
man.
actually a New Yorker. I'm from Connecticut, so don't worry.
No,
Yeah,
man.
but you be rapping. You don't say Connecticut all that much. You be saying Brooklyn. So you.
Hold on. I said she just brought back. She said she from Marcy
Yeah, she
Projects.
from
I
Yes,
Marcy.
I
can't even.
am.
I can't
Marcy.
Listen, I
even
used to
tell
So
hang
you.
out over at Risley
Hey,
Dent
listen.
you
Project.
know what? If I'm not mistaken, Eyes. You from the Nostrand Avenue side, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Let
that's
me
the
tell you
hard
something.
side, though.
Bless
I
Yo,
tried.
anybody go to
you.
Nostrand usually don't come out.
Hey,
Yeah.
I went to listen. I went to talk to this girl. I met this girl one day, right? I met her by Junior's Cheesecake, and I asked her where was she from. She was
Oh,
like,
that's downtown, right?
she's like,
Yeah.
I'm from Marcy Projects. I'm like, okay, I really want to talk to you, but the whole Marcy shit just. I'm like, okay. So one day she called me. I can't remember her building. This is like 10 years ago. So I remember one day she called me to come up to a building. And it took my ass at least about 30 minutes before I decided to walk into the projects because
Wow.
I was debating how this was gonna go underrated. Check it, right? So finally she like, I see you from my window. Why are you across the street? Come into the project, come to my building. Now it was kind of hard to come to her building where I see a bunch of dudes
Hanging out front.
and hanging out, they drinking, they smoking. Now, my alarm went off and said, you know what? Why don't I just text her and say, can we meet by the train station or
Right.
something? Because I'm not going into these projects. So finally, I put my big boy hat on. I said, you from the Bronx. You gonna walk into these damn projects. You gonna talk to this girl. Well, all that gangster shit went out the window. Once I got towards the building and I seen the look in them dudes' eyes, I respectfully turned my black ass around and said, hey, baby girl, this ain't gonna work. Not gonna work. Nah.
And I throw a
Right.
shot in
I
there. I
can
heard
never meet
somebody
your
mention
mama at
Brevoy.
her house.
Bro, listen. She finally got me to come back to Marcy after that, after meeting her moms. That's what got me like comfortable. But let me tell
Right.
you, I had days where I stayed at her house. Boy, the shit that you see in Marcy.
Oh yeah, it's
Boy,
real, Marcy, yo.
I
It's not
thought where
like
I
that
was
no more.
from,
It cleaned up a whole lot.
yeah, it
Yeah,
cleaned up. But yo, when I was there, the conversation, it'd be 3 o'clock in the morning. I would hear the most outlandish shit. So you just gonna act like you don't fucking see me? And I'm like, yo, it's 3. What the fuck are they doing? It's
Let
3 o'clock
me.
in
Right.
the morning.
Yeah, I got a Marcy story. This is back like in the early '90s. And I was chilling. I was on the Marcy Avenue side. You know, I love to talk know what I'm talking about. You
Yes,
know, in
I
the corner
do.
store
Yes,
on Murder
I do.
Avenue. You know exactly.
Oh, man.
So yeah, exactly. So I went there to see some peoples. I knew. So they said, "Yeah, yo, what up, JT? What up, JT, baby?" I said, "What's good with you?" Yeah, man. You know we gotta catch the body, man. But before I know you like that beef patty cocoa bag with cheese. Why you gotta say you gonna catch the body? You gonna be nah. Let's go there. You know, yeah. So Instead of like go the first build, I went like where the basketball court at Eyes of the Tour.
Right.
Well, what happened was I was shooting. There was a basketball on the court, so I know niggas said, yeah, we know we gonna shoot around, so don't even worry about it. So I'm just like eating my patty. That at the time I had a bench, so I was shooting my whole go shoot, and I was shooting.
Y'all not gonna be talking about my neighborhood now.
Hey, listen, I ain't have no problems out there. I got a bunch of customers.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing.
That's why
Marcy,
we gotta get a life insurance.
But Marcy know you, they protect you. So I was like very, very, like I said, great. I was honored they looked out because
I got a Brooklyn Project story too, though, right? Because you mentioned Brevoy.
Shout out to Marcy.
No doubt. So I want to mention Brevoy right quick. Did you know that? Right, because we all know the condition. Like, let's talk about Let's talk about our wealth. Right. Damn, my phone just keep ringing. Hold on, I'll take that call in a minute. That's a good thing, though. My phone ringing. I think people like.
That's the Marcy Project dudes telling you don't talk about Brevoy. That's what they calling it for.
No, but check it out, right? So we know this whole Kanye debacle, right? Well, let's look at something else because we need to look at what we look at when we're looking at our leaders, right? And the people that we hold to high esteem. Fabulous owns Brevoy Projects, right? Now he'll drive up there with a Rolls Royce truck and $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 worth of ice on. But what's the condition that Brevoy Projects is in? So why ain't we holding him accountable like we are with the White Lives Matter t-shirt with Kanye? We need to be like, well, shit, do Black Lives Matter to you, Fabulous? Or do you just like to come out here and stunt and have the bum on the street pour champagne on your Rolls Royce truck while you shoot a music video and you let our houses remain in the NYCHA conditions they're in? We all know NYCHA houses suck.
But let's keep it real. We're going to go like that because I'm going to say, being in Marcy, knowing that Jay-Z was the icon for Marcy Projects, they can't run. This shit is politics. You know what I'm saying? Them conditions are supposed to be them conditions. Nobody can take those apartments out of those conditions because they don't own those. If he bought NYCHA Brevoy Projects, that's a different thing. But he was a resident that lived there. I can donate maybe, but my donation won't go too far. Let's keep it 100. I'm not gonna expect Jay-Z to talk about, yo, my cabinet is falling off, bro. You see my mother living in a 1-bedroom with 6 kids. What you gonna do about that? He can't do shit about that. He not Jesus. He don't know shit about the government. He don't own half of that shit. So it's like, what more am I expecting for Fabulous to do? Fabulous just coming in, stunting, letting niggas know, get out the hood, do better with yourself.
Yeah, but he part-owns Brevoy.
That's the problem. I'm from the same neighborhood as Fat Joe, and a lot of people, same projects, same exact projects, and people get upset sometimes, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck you want? What you want him to do?
Yeah. Well, then you got to be able to move the people out to renovate.
See, the thing is, when you make it out, everybody expect you to come back and save their ass or help them with their problems. Right. It's only so much I can do. So I'm supposed to help y'all and then help 1,000 other people in my family.
Right.
That's too much. I can't do everything.
Do is pull their family out the hood and say, "Ma, nephews, I could I could buy you a house and you could do better over there. I don't know about over here."
Listen. Hey, Alonzo, the best thing I tell people is this, right? When you got people that want to leech off you, because when you become somebody and you become successful, you become everybody's meal ticket. Right. The best thing I could do for you is give you a job working for me. It's up to you to take that job. But if you just want me to put the money in your hand, fuck you. You don't want nothing. So stay in that pissy ass building. Go ahead. I'm trying to make a better way for you and your family. If you don't want that, some people are just comfortable. Some people don't want to work for what they want. They just want you to give it to them. And then when you don't give it to him, he a piece of shit. He don't do nothing for the community. Fuck him. First time he come around here, I'ma rob his ass.
Right.
Like, come on, man. That should be crazy.
And that happened. That happened in Marcy Projects to one of Jay-Z's side mans. I can tell you a close story. So I'm not gonna say no names because his name is out there, and I'm a
Behaving.
close friend, and I don't want to. I'm not parading what really happened to him.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So
I'm saying.
what happened was one of his side mans, they was family members, and he used to come to the hood, whatever. We used to whatever, and he was constantly doing it. Even when he got big, he still was constantly doing it. So his best man's somehow set up a way where one of them got robbed him. And we couldn't understand it. Definitely the family members, we couldn't understand it. Like, how the fuck did you let this go down? And this is your side man. This ain't just a side man. This is your side man / brother / if y'all was blood, y'all could have been. And he let some shit happen, and because he was met, everybody was like, "Oh, you front end this and that. You ain't doing shit. We asking you for shit." Every time he came to the hood, everybody was asking him for money. It was if it wasn't a bottle of beer or cigarettes or $1, and because he didn't give it, and then his enemies started becoming his friends because what he had, and because he didn't get it, he got set. I don't know how true is it happened, but he got set up by one of his close side men and got robbed and never came back to the hood again. And I said, well, that's what I wouldn't either.
You got a situation like Twister. Twister said one of his homeboys set him up. He went to go do something, and one of his loyal homeboys, dude, ran on him with the gun. It was like, man, give up them jewels, man. He's like, oh man, all right. So he taking off his necklace, and he's like, Twister, that's you? He say, dang man, you ain't tell me we was robbing Twister. So he looked at his homeboy, was like, what you mean? So he looked at his homeboy, and he was like, dude just set me up. And the guy was so starstruck, he told him, like, I ain't know I was robbing you. Oh boy just told me you gonna hit a lick. So when he found out it was Twister, he started spitting rhymes to him. And Twister was like, bro, he's like, this my day one. So he's like, when I found out I couldn't trust day ones like that, oh, it was over. You know what I'm saying?
You can't go back to the hood. Jealousy is everywhere. Envy is a strong situation. If you can't get them out of the hood by just giving it to them, they ain't wanting you to make them work. They not fucking with you.
At the end of the day, I told Underrated this. My job is to look out for my wife, my kids. I got my pops, and maybe some close people who've been down with me since day one. But other than that, I'm not sitting here trying to be famous and take care of 300 goddamn people. And then at the end of the day, if I don't have $1 to my name, can I go to any of those people and get money for them? All they gonna do is make fun of me and say how I used to have money and how I'm back in the hood now. If I'm in that position, I'm not helping everybody. I don't give a damn about you saying he this, he that. Let me be it. But guess what? I made it out. Fuck you. Have a nice day.
Right. Now I know what it is on both sides of the world.
Real. Right. For real. I'm just not doing that. Not doing it.
So you understand where we coming from. You know what's that like. Once you hit it big, you have people knocking on your door.
Gotta get out.
Become your friend.
I understood that life a long time ago. I never lived that life, but I pay attention to what's going on because I'm striving for success. I got 2 podcasts right now that I'm working on that I'm turning into a business, into a company. And I know when I get to a certain, how could I say it? When I reach a certain status in my life, I see the bullshit. I see it. I see it already. And like I said, I'm not that dude that's going to be out there that you think you can call and be like, man, I'm behind on rent, man. Shit, and then try to hit me with that, I need 150,000. Nigga, 150,000, move out. Who the hell gave you that?
And you got family members that'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
They will sit there and hit you up and be like, yo, bro, what the hell?
And you know what? It was so funny,
Can I
yo.
tell a real life situation that happened? So I got a family member who's a business owner. I've been trying to talk to my own family about the benefits of getting life insurance. They always give me their ass to kiss, right? I still promote their business. Well, what ended up happening was this one particular person, because his business is tangible, you could see it. He ended up getting locked up. All of a sudden, I'm getting phone calls from family members like, "Hey, what's up, cuz? Da 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 da." Right now, I've been doing this for over a decade. My own family ain't got nothing to say. Now that they're starting to see memes and stuff, they want to hit me up and they want to be like, "Hey, can I talk to you and your wife? Because my wife has a certain position."
Or now want to
And
get life insurance.
yeah. Now, but they want me to give it to them. Like I charge a fee, to be honest, to sit down with me, and I'm cheaper than a lot of people, right? I only charge $300, right? Most advisors are charging 2,000, 2,500 for an hour worth of their time, right? But I'm trying to make it so that it's something absorbable for my people, because realistically they be like, I'm gonna go to Fidelity. Yeah, Fidelity will let you, or like motherfuckers be like, I had to post about TD Ameritrade, and they was like, well, you can open a $0 account, right? But you're not actually investing. All you're doing is buying scratch offs. They gonna let you buy the scratch offs because usually they don't win, right? But so this dude got locked up and needed $20,000 for bail. Now everybody's calling me, "Hey, you heard about your cousin? I mean, y'all came up together. I love you, cuz, but you gave me your ass to kiss one time too many."
Right.
Right? I still till this day support and tell him, hey, I tell people all the time, go to his locations, go to his barbershops. I'm gonna break that generational curse of the non-nepotism, because as a people, we don't practice that enough, right? But my wife, and this is the reason that now I'm starting to slow down on promotion of his, because my wife is like, your family just keeps giving you their ass to kiss.
Right. Once you get them up there, they're gone.
Yeah. But even little simple shit like if he wanted to get that 20 racks out, because, to get that 20 racks to bail his dumb ass out of jail, he could have had that in his life insurance policy and not had to go to the bail bondsman. FYI, y'all don't know this because y'all don't have to go to Department of Financial Services to get the licensure. A bail bondsman's license is nothing other than an insurance license.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. My thing is this. People have no problem helping you spend the money, go here with you, go there with you. But at the end of the day, when it's all over, man, when I mean it's all over and it's not a dollar to your name, well, you still gonna be riding with me. That's what I'm concerned about. Are you still gonna be there? Can I knock on your door if I need some? But I seen it happen. I'm not gonna blast no rappers, but I know a lot of rappers that don't have it no more, and a lot of them are back in the hood. And I said I'd never put their name out there, but they can't go to nobody. I've watched them take care of 100 people. They can't knock on their door today and say, man, can I get some eggs or milk? Man, I ain't got it. Shit. I got five, 6 kids already in here to feed.
Man, that shit happened to me getting shot 5 times, bro.
I'm not gonna give people money and take care of people, because I figure if I do that, if I take care of people like that, right, forget the blessing that nobody can be against me because I'm taking care of everybody. You still gonna have somebody out there wanting to blow your fucking head off.
And the people that you taking care of be the first ones to shoot you down. Don't get that twisted.
So
he ain't buying me a big enough house. You only spent $1 million. You could have spent $2 million on this house. Right? They be counting your pocket. Sorry, go ahead.
Pregnant, right? I had a friend, and I was like 6 months pregnant. I was really, really big, and my friend couldn't get some stuff for her baby. So this is how good God is. Someone bumped me on the street, and they was like, "Oh, miss, I just had a newborn. She's growing out her clothes. I would love to let you have them. What are you having?" I knew I was having a boy, but I knew my friend was having a girl. So I was like, all right. So I told her I was having a girl. I'll come get the clothes. Now I'm like 6 months pregnant, wobbling down the street, vagina, girl part hurting because you can't, the bigger you are. the more pressure you get. And she gave me everything. She gave me like high chairs. She gave me like swing sets and stuff like that. So, I'm gonna take what I need and I'm gonna take the best out of the group.
Yeah.
So then now I gave her not nothing raggedy, but I gave her everything, the girl clothes, and I gave her the second swing set. So she comes to me, she come to my house, she sees it. She like, oh, how come I didn't get that swing set and you gave me this one? And I was like, looking at her like, what? You're not even grateful that I took my 6 months pregnant ass out there in the street to go run around and get your child some newborn clothes. And I didn't even got nothing for my son. And I did it for you. And the people that help out, they be the quickest one to knock you because either you got better or you did a little better than them. And that's what I was saying. Like, even the people you help is the quickest ones to get at you.
So when you see a lot of people say, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got people that depend on me, a lot of times they're not just talking about their family. They got a whole bunch of motherfuckers. They got like a whole goddamn community that depend on them. No disrespect, bro. I'm not doing all that. I'm sorry. Now, what I'll do is I'll do what I can. Right. But one thing I'm not about to do is go like it's the story that Fat Joe told. Fat Joe told the story recently that he was in Miami and he was sitting around laying in his bed and he was just thinking. So something told him, I'm gonna get everybody together and I'm just gonna tell them I don't have it like that no more. Just to see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Experiment.
Just to see what their response is going to be. He said it was 50 dudes. Out of the 50 dudes, only 3 of them stayed.
Wow.
You see what I mean?
And 3 of them was they able like, yo, Joe, I got you, don't worry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when he said, you know what? I know what time it is. And those 3 stayed with him. And the rest of them, I mean, listen, I prepare myself for disappointments before it happens.
Right.
I see, we get upset when it happens. Nah, I prepare myself for disappointments. That way I won't be upset when it happens. I'll be like, fam, yeah, I seen that shit coming from down the block. I'm not mad. You can't be mad at it. You know what I mean? If you know, man. But it's sad because you start feeling like you owe people.
Right.
You start feeling like you owe people. And if I say no, you know what I mean? I have to remember when I didn't have it. Man, listen, all that sound good. But I'm just not the guy walking in the projects paying everybody rent. I'm just not doing that shit.
I can't.
Nah, I'm not doing that. No. It's just like when the COVID happened. When it was time to go back to work, everybody like, man, I wish I can get me another stimulus check. Man, you don't get your motherfucking ass up. It's over. It was fun while it lasted, but it's over. Get back to the real world. You know what I mean? People just don't want to work. They just want to give. They just want you to give them. And when you don't give them, you're a piece of shit.
Yep. No. Yep.
I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Yeah. But you know,
I play broke now. I don't play like I got money no more. I play like I'm broke. Always.
You know what, Oz? It won't even matter if you broke, Oz. You can have $2. A nigga want 50 cents. These niggas out here so greedy. They greedy. I told somebody too, right? I said you can have $100 in your pocket, and if that person got $5 on them, 9 times out of 10, if they don't ask you for some of that, they're gonna try to take it.
Right. Yep.
That's the world that we living in, especially in New York. Anybody that's still in New York know what's going on. It's robberies happen out here every day. I'm from the Bronx, but I live in Harlem. There was just somebody who got booked yesterday walking down 125th. They just walking and minding their business and swipe just like that.
Wow. Yeah, I used to hang out on 139th and Lenox.
Boy, watch your mouth, Alonzo.
I told you, man. Listen, I ain't about that life, but I'm about that life.
I wouldn't walk by there if they had the mayor and Obama over there. I wouldn't walk by there.
I used to rock with Dipset, so I used to hang out over there to chill with Dipset.
Hey, you see what they did? See, I tell people, why do you think these guys come successful and move out the hood? Why do you think they do that? They do it for a reason. A lot of them been through a lot of shit. They don't just become
What happened
rappers
to
for
Stack
nothing.
Bundles over here in Queens?
Who?
Did he get killed in his own neighborhood? Stack
Stack
Bundles?
Bundles got killed in his own
That was
neighborhood.
Pink Drugs too.
Chinch Drug got killed not too far from where he was from. Freaky Ty. A lot of these dudes, man. A lot of these dudes.
At
Sometimes you
least I
have to
could say
just
I
leave.
almost got
Big
killed
R, yo,
outside of my hometown.
Big R got killed in his
Big
own
L, Big
neighborhood.
L got killed. They got a
Big
war.
L, Big L, yeah.
Listen, you have to learn,
Big
and
L a legend.
I might be wrong for saying this.
Grizzly,
I might be wrong for saying this, but sometimes you have to say fuck the hood and go on about your business. You'll never forget where you're from, but I don't have to show up every day with 8 chains around my neck and 10 stacks and just torturing people and waving it in their face like, look how successful I am. I ain't gotta do all that bullshit, man. Cause one day that shit gonna catch up to you, man. It's gonna catch up to you.
And you know, brother Clarence, tell us a story back in the summertime. It was a brother got drafted. He just go to see his family.
There was
And
a
he got
brother.
killed.
We had a young man. We had a young man. It was all over New York City. It was a young man who came from Texas, but he was getting ready to go overseas to play professional basketball. And a couple of people that he hung with, some guys were coming to kill him. They didn't want him. They just wanted the people that was around him. But it was so much going on at one time. By the time they started shooting, he didn't have enough time to run. Now, mind you, this kid was 6'5". So you can't tell a 6'5" guy to duck. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. He's 6'5", and he was shot in his chest. And you know, by the time they found him, you know, he died in his friend's arms. And you know, it was over. It was unfortunate. It pissed me off because I didn't know him personally, but I thought that could have been my nephew because I'm old enough to be his uncle. That could have been my brother because I'm old enough to be his brother. Hell, that could have been my son. So it's a shame when you come home and you can't even visit anymore. You can't do it because you don't know if you're gonna make it out the situation. So we can't get mad at these guys or these women that they become successful, and a lot of them don't come back to the hood, or they come back to the hood when they want to. Answer this question for me, Oz. When the last time, and I'm not making it fun of him, and I'm not judging him, but when the last time you seen your boy Hove come through Marcy?
Oh my gosh. I moved out of Marcy when I was 19. No, I'm not gonna lie. I knew his family, I knew his nephew, so he came like a regular basis. But when he came, it wasn't like he was blessing the hood. Like I remember one Christmas day he came and gave out gifts. And the one gift I got for him from Christmas was paper playing cards. I never came down again for Christmas gifts ever again. The biggest gift this man gave away was a used PlayStation. I'm trying to figure out which PlayStation was this.
What the hell?
This is why I say, if I could blow up a lot of shit that went down, but I'm not gonna do that because
Okay, so what did Bleak ever give you? I know you know Bleak.
Why are you throwing names out there? Stop.
I'm just saying, that's my guy. Let me tell you something. Bleak is cool. Let me tell you something. I met Bleak one day.
Right.
We were downtown in Manhattan. Now,
right.
I didn't know if he was approachable.
Right.
But I'm like, I know I grew up watching this dude.
Bleak keep that blinky.
And Bleak had to be the most coolest goddamn dude I have ever met. I sat there and smoked with Bleak. We're in Manhattan. Yeah. I smoked with him.
I can't really say too much because they're gonna know who I am. So I can't really say too much.
Yeah, you can't show yourself.
Right. I can't really put it out. That's why I didn't throw names out there, but you threw names out there.
I'm saying. I'm just sorry because I just finished listening to one of his old songs the other day. I'm sorry.
Man,
I'm in the Rockefeller moment right now.
Yo, let me drop one bomb on y'all.
Bleak is a cool person. He's real cool. He's down to earth. I could say nothing wrong about him. I could just say this whole situation hitting it big did him dirty. That's all I can say. During his neighborhood wise, not in fame. That's what
So
I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
say.
yeah.
speaking of Jay-Z, I happen to know the person who, well, not does his, but does his mother's taxes.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Oh,
because
wow.
she's paid by S. Carter Enterprises. So like when that whole God did song came out, I was in a debate with brothers at the barbershop, and they was like, "Oh, the billionaire." Da, da, da. I was like, "Yo, I didn't want to tell them like, yo, I see the numbers, my nigga. Like it's not exactly what it seems. Like
But
maybe it's like that in the verse, and yeah, we all have to embellish, but it ain't what you think it is. Like
Right.
uh,
if I showed y'all, I like obviously there's client confidentiality, so I can't really go too far with that. But from the numbers, and S Carter Enterprise is a public entity, so anybody can Google and find out that that's a business. But that's where that's the shell corporation, right? Where he pays a lot of his family. And the numbers they ain't bad by any means. They way higher than mine,
yeah,
but they ain't where we think they are. I'll just put it like that.
I want to ask
And
you.
we could
I want
support
to
them
ask
more.
you. I want to ask you and I as a question though. Maybe y'all can answer this. Maybe I don't know. What do you feel about artists or just or famous people, period, that have a mother that when you become successful, she recognized that success and she's proud of you, but you move out that hood and she's refusing to. Like, how would y'all feel about that? Like, if you're successful, eyes, and you
That can,
move out, you say, "Ma, come on," and Ma don't want to leave. Like, how do you handle that, knowing that she's a target?
I can give you an example. Like if my kids ever hit it big and I live in the hood and they say, "Mom, come on, let's go live somewhere else," I might be like, "No, leave me and let you be." But like you said, if it start becoming a target, then yeah, I will have to go. But if my kids ever hit it big and I live in a neighborhood and I don't want to I don't want to get out of the neighborhood that I'm used to. First of all, it's called being used to it. It's called being
Yeah,
knowing your surroundings, not learning something new, and not being lost. So you're comfortable where you at. You don't want to start over. You're like, yo, if I'm good here, let me be. I will survive
yeah,
long. You putting me somewhere new. This,
yeah,
because that's starting over. That's like starting over. If I'm still like, if my doctor is still in my neighborhood, I'm like, I've been there since I was, I'm 70 now. I don't want to change my doctor. My doctor knows me. So now you got to get a car service to drive me from wherever to go to the doctor here. It's just being comfortable. If I start being a target and people coming after me, asking me for money, or friends trying to become friends that was never my friends,
yeah,
yeah, I would then I would have to make that sacrifice. You got to get me out the hood.
yeah, yeah. I say all that because it's like, well, you know what? Before Alonzo, yeah, you answer that one first before I go to the next one.
Now I agree with Eyes when it comes to your parents. Like I'll give you an example. My mother, I had come across a nice commission, right? And so I was gonna go buy my mother a used Benz, right? Um, and nothing like brand new because it wasn't a huge commission. It was only like 20 grand, right?
Mhm.
So I was gonna take 10 grand and buy her like a '07, between a '07 to a 13 Benz, because I know she had always wanted a Benz.
Mhm.
And she was like, nah, why don't you keep that money? The car that I have, which is a '06, and it's not a Benz, but it's paid off. And I already know the problems with this car. I'll tell you what, you could get me a tune up, but I don't want the brand new Benz.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I remember Jennifer Lopez. She's from Castle Hill in the Bronx, and I remember her
Danny
becoming.
from the block.
I remember her becoming so successful, but her mother wanted to stay in the projects, and I was just like, I used to go see her mother, right, and not go see her personally, but I knew people in that hood, so I go kick it with them, and somebody be like, yeah, that's Jennifer Lopez's mother, and I'm like, what?
Why
Like,
still in the hood, right?
I'm like, she's still here? I'm like, nah, J-Lo got to get her the fuck out of here. She got to, because this place is ruthless. This place was real ruthless. Like, nah, man, she got to get out of here. But I came to the conclusion that some people are just comfortable. And she was, I guess, hey, my daughter's successful. Everybody in the world knows her, but I'm not going anywhere. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not gonna look at my kids as a meal ticket, but I don't know. For me, I'm getting the fuck out of there because
I mean,
I can't.
it will feel. It will feel like you looking at your kids as a woman aspect. It will feel like you're looking at like you getting a come up off your kids. You're like, no.
Well, I won't ask them to put. I won't ask them eyes to put me where they're living at, or I don't want to live how they living. But if you could put me somewhere in a decent location where I'm not noticeable,
right?
Do that for me. If you took me from the Bronx to New Rochelle, you don't have to put me in no mansion in Jersey or Connecticut. That's not what I'm asking for. But my thing is, I can't sleep at night knowing that I might be a target. I might have not been a target before, but guess what? The situation is different now. My child, my son or my daughter has came successful. So people are going to look at me, even though I'm living in the projects, that don't mean I don't have a dollar to my name. I got some kind of money on me. I might not let you see it.
I got it.
Yeah, I might not let you see it, but you know. So you become a target. So I always thought about that, and I wanted to get some feedback from people on that. Like, did Jay take his mother out the hood? Like, is she still in Marcy? These are the type of questions I would ask when I would think about stuff like that.
One, I never saw Jay's mother, so I never saw his moms. I saw the rest of the part of the family. But to say if he took him out, he probably did. He probably kept her around the way, but gave her a house around the way.
Yeah,
because I never seen his mother walking no hood.
I can't exactly speak on that, only because what I know. But yeah, you know, like you said, as long as you're not noticeable, then that's kind of comfortable.
Right.
Like you said, yo, you ain't got to take me all the way to, you know, a mansion in Jersey or Connecticut.
No.
Just take me to New Rochelle. You know, don't take me to Mount Vernon. But you know,
yo, stop, stop, Alonzo, stop. You taking the shot at him?
you know, come on, man. We know Mount Vernon.
Hey, Oz, he started shit. You see him, right?
Yeah.
He started shit. Stop. You gonna have Puff Daddy come down here and kill us, even though he tried to claim Harlem. He's still Mount Vernon. Stop.
Hey, listen, man. I don't want no problems with love.
What's that artist that made it from America's Got Talent, and she was a singer, and they took her nephew for ransom and chopped off his finger? All right.
Kelly Clarkson?
There you go. Kelly Clarkson. No, that's that white girl. Is it Kelly Clarkson?
Yeah, no, that Fantasia.
Was it Fantasia or was the?
Or was it the other girl? Where they killed her family in Chicago.
The people.
Oh, you talking about
Jennifer Hudson?
Yeah, Jennifer Hudson. They shot her whole family. They shot her whole family up.
Yep.
Oh shit! It's 1 o'clock. Hey y'all, I gotta go train some new agents. Let me talk to y'all later.
Oh yeah, it is 1 o'clock. Oh yeah, and I gotta
walk. Now people want to get off now, and then I want to talk.
Hey, underrated. I gotta walk the streets of Times Square and tell people that Lomachenko is the greatest fighter of all time.
No, man, listen, I'm off here. Salute y'all.
All right, peace. Lonzo, bro, Lonzo. Dang. What we gonna do? Oh yeah, Clarence, hit me up after this, man. Clarence, you forgot to tell him who's gonna come on my channel.
So we're gonna have Darrell Charlo and Kevin Charlo, the father and the brother. Y'all know them, the Charlo brothers, but not the brothers. But we're gonna have the older brother, and we're gonna have the father come through. So it's going down, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Yeah,
and that's gonna be the underrated boxing special. It's gonna be underrated boxing talk. I believe 86.
86. Yes. So I'm gonna talk to you about that underrated. What day you can do that? Because they told me what day they're available. Because you know we gotta walk around, we gotta work around their schedule.
Yeah,
So
no
yeah,
problem. I have no problem walking around the schedule, right?
we're gonna do that. Yo,
So
Oz, yo, when we gonna see you, Oz? You still in New York? Oh, Oz ain't trying to put that information out. She like Oz.
no, she got to take it. She be back in them. But yeah, like it's going down,
She
yo.
said I respectfully decline that question.
No, I'm still here. I'm in Far Rockaway. I moved deeper into rock. So
Oh my God, Oz, God damn.
So I'm still in New York City. What you mean? See me like physically or see me like on camera?
Nah, we don't want to see you on camera because you're a very famous woman. We don't need people finding out where you at, so we can't do that.
We don't want your husband. We don't want your husband come with the shoddy because
Nah, we don't want that.
Nah,
You said,
here, like I ain't got no problems with that.
nah, we don't want your husband.
We could. I'm your best friend.
Hey, hey, Oz, we don't want no problem. You tell your husband we come in peace and we not trying to be left in pieces.
And you know what? And you could tell him. You could tell him. Welcome to the family.
He got to ask you for life insurance. How long you been on it?
Yeah, listen, we just love to talk sports and talk about real stuff that's going on in life. I got a podcast too where I'm on Instagram and Facebook, so I speak the same things that underrated speak. You know, we just enjoy ourselves. That's all we do, man. It's all about my podcast. It's a lot of therapy. When you get off, you feel good. So you know that's what we do.
Yeah. I love to talk. His IG is McLean Clarence.
Okay, he got a request. I don't know how to request nobody.
McLean Clarence on Facebook, Clarence McLean. So yeah, you know what I mean. And I got another podcast that I'm starting up. I got another podcast I'm starting up with my wife. It's called Midnight Talk with the McLeans. So we're gonna be talking. We're gonna be talking to couples. We don't care if you married or not. So me and my wife has got a podcast. We're gonna be starting Midnight Talk with the McLeans. That means on Fridays and Saturdays we're gonna go live at 12 midnight. We pick those days because some people still have to work through Monday through. So we're gonna pick those days to go live. We're gonna let you know when it's done though.
Yeah, and also I gotta do a chop up with Brother McLean, and after that I'm gonna do a chop up with Brother McLean and his significant one too. But we're gonna work something out.
So Oz, when it get done, Oz, I would love for you and your beloved to come through and join us. Even if you don't speak, it doesn't matter. Just to see you in there would be an honor and pleasure, my Marcy sister.
Yes, I would love to. I gotta set it up with him to see if he okay with that.
Hey, underrated. When you talk to people from Marcy, you have to say shit in a certain way so they won't feel offended.
No. When you say Marcy, you gotta say which side. It means a lot. Say which side. Because you don't know what sides.
I'll be careful.
Don't get off the GG.
I be careful how I speak to Brooklyn people. I speak to them different from Bronx people. I talk shit to Bronx people, but Brooklyn people, I'm very careful.
I'm quiet. I gotta be careful with Bronx. I'm quiet with Bronx. I just say yes and keep my head down. Yes.
No, let me tell you, Clarence meet me face to face. I love to talk. He said, "Damn, you a big motherfucker."
Hey, I love talk. When I see underrated person, I said, "God damn."
You was looking up like, damn.
Listen, I'm 5'7.5". This dude gotta be 6'2", 6'3". I looked up at him like, damn.
Yeah.
When I went to hug him, it's like I was hugging his ankles. I said, well, what the hell? Shit. My wife said, I ain't think he was that tall. I said, yeah, baby. He didn't look that tall on live. I said, yo, you run up on underrated in person, your knuckle game better be up there. That's all I'm saying. Shit.
And he said I walk. He said I walk like Brooklyn.
No, he walked just like Brooklyn, yo. You know Brooklyn got a particular walk. I don't have a regular walk.
He must be having that walk too. Like, damn.
Man, look, underrated got that Brooklyn walk. You can see that shit from South Carolina. I say,
I do.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Did they keep asking you because you're doing some Brooklyn style stuff?
Hey, Oz, I told everybody, if you mess with me, you see my security walking next to me?
Listen.
I ain't got
That's
no
my
problems
security.
walking in the hood in Harlem. I had no problems.
He was stomping through Harlem like he was the damn mayor. I said, look at this dude, B. I can walk with him anywhere I go. Mess with me, and I'm calling the underrated one.
So when did y'all? So you came to New York?
No, this what happened. I came up briefly because that was before my brother was in the hospital, but I didn't get a chance to see him because they switched hospitals and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I was up. That was at about a week, something like that.
He's not telling you. What he's not telling you, Oz, is even though he came for that, right? He came up and surprised me. Now I wasn't expecting him to be here, but when I saw him, I got very emotional and I started crying. Because I already had been talking to him for probably already a year. So when he popped up like that, to see one of my 2 years actually, so to see one of my brothers I've been talking to, and I never got to meet him, and I finally met him, my wife started crying. She started crying. And he just surprised the hell out of me, man. And I wish I would have had more time with him when he was up here, but I know he had business he had to handle. That's why I told him next year I'm having my 2-year anniversary for my podcast. I'm gonna do it here in New York. I told him he has to come back.
Yeah, I will come back. Y'all will come back, but see what Oz with the visit. Well, let me tell you, when I finally got to know Clarence, at the time, this is at the time him and they was engaged. So I didn't even know them before they was married. So when he introduced me, I'm not gonna say her name, not gonna show you that, give you that respect, bro. But when he introduced me, we became brother and sister just like this.
Immediately.
Just like that.
Immediately,
yes. He said, "Oh, you my brother. You know that." I said, "All right, I'm your brother." So when he checks him, so sometimes like his wife sometimes check on me through Facebook. She said, "You need to call Andre, make sure my brother is all right." And then people say, "Oh, yeah, that I do got a brother, yeah." And he met me. He will come up there and
she'll have a heart attack if she don't see Underrated go live. She'd be like, "Oh my God,
what's going on?" Right?
Something happened. He has not went live in 3 days. Check on him." And it's not that I don't want to. It's just that I don't be thinking about it because I'm so used to him going live. But if I see something that's not regular, I'm like, yeah, something ain't right. I gotta hit him because that's what you do with your brother and your sister or your homie. You check up on them. If we don't do that enough
I have
as
a
black
bad
people,
habit of doing that, not checking up on people.
listen, we have a bad habit as black people. There's nothing wrong with you calling your brother and then when y'all get off the phone, before you get off, bro, I love you. Men gotta get out that you can't tell another man you love him.
Exactly.
Stop that shit.
You said that.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'm more close. Like I'm talking. I could talk to y'all because y'all, I consider y'all part of Underrated family. I am more closer to a few people Underrated family
than you are with your own.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Me Underrated. Listen, everybody that's on my podcast that lives in St. Louis, they live in California, they live in Texas. I talk to them more than I talk to my own family in New York.
Listen. Woo.
Understand? But everybody want to be on my jock when my podcast becomes successful.
It is.
Right. Yep. You know how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. That's why I told you. I'm preparing for certain levels. Even if I never get famous, it's not about getting famous. Money attracts everybody.
Yeah, it's true. Because like when Brother Clarence, he was telling me something, and I'm glad you're here. He said, you know, Underrated, you do boxing, you do MMA. You know, you keep on pursuing this. You can have both passes, one MMA pass to get in and one sports get in. He said, do you know how powerful it is? And I ain't really thinking like that. That's something I'm going to pursue when I get my stuff going, get back to MMA, and I'm going to be pushing. I know people going to be hating and be like,
hey, my thing was this, Oz. I believed in his vision even when he didn't believe in it.
Right.
So when I
So
saw
far that I
something,
watch when you do your sports channels, you do it good. You do it natural. It comes natural to you.
you know what? When he only taught boxing, I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna say this live. I'm gonna say this live because I like to keep it real. When he used to just talk boxing, that was all I wanted to be a part of. If he
Right.
talked about anything else, I didn't want to be a part of it. You know what? Because I didn't want to face reality. I didn't want to face what was going on in the world.
Oh,
I
right.
didn't. I didn't want to face it. So it was like I don't give a damn about marriages and this and that. I want to talk boxing. If we not talking it, I'm not coming. And I owe him an apology for that, whether he knows it or not, because there was a lot of times he was looking for brothers to come through and brothers
Right.
dubbed him. And when I came through,
On boxing. Let him know on boxing.
but hold on, I forced myself to come to his channel on certain conversations. But if you a friend and you call somebody your brother, you should never be forced to do something. You should want to come through on your own.
Right.
But I gotta thank him because if it wasn't for him, I would have never changed what I do on my podcast. Because now it's not just boxing. I talk everything.
Yeah, because every time that I do see him do his lives and his I always see you. Always.
He always do, yeah.
Always.
Mostly he well, Harris not really into MMA, but when he had time, he step up. But
I'll talk about
tell you from the underrated Doctors Boxing Talk, when it starts from this channel, then I lost my channel briefly on this channel. Then the secondary channel, I continue with most of the stuff you see him.
Yep. No, that's no lie. I see.
You see him.
I always see you. Always. That's what he said.
Yes, most of it see him. Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. Me and Underrated used to sit up. We've been on panels at 2 or 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning. My wife would think I'm in here cheating, Oz. She like, who you talking to at 3 in the morning? It's Jake from State Farm. Like that kind of shit.
No 12 bells. You gotta go on underrated on boxing talk on my channel. That's what we talking. We ain't talking about that. No, but Claire also be on my other stuff too. But we talking about the underrated boxing.
Underrated is my brother. Underrated is my brother, and when people didn't believe in his vision, I believed in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's good.
And I told him, whatever it is that you want to do, never think that it's too late to do it, but just don't waste time with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it.
Don't be having people on your channel wasting your time.
Yeah, I'm about to be 40 years old. I'm about to be 40 years old January 9th. And I tell people, what I'm doing now is what I should have been doing, but maybe it wasn't my time to do it then.
Right.
But it's my time to do it now. So respectfully, I'm gonna take advantage of it, and I'm gonna make a way. I'm gonna make a better way for me, my wife, my kids. I got 2 sons that's 15 and 14. I'm gonna make a better way. So if I want to become successful and go get a house, I could do whatever it is I want to do. I'm not worrying about people telling me that you think you better than me.
Right.
You think you this and that. Don't get upset with me because your ass don't have an idea of what you want to do with your fucking life.
Right. I want to ask a question, right?
What's up?
For a person, all right, I am still doing my YouTube channel. I fell off because YouTube kind of like, I see people are so fake on YouTube. They're so fake. They're not genuine. It's like it's like a bait and switch situation. It scared me a little bit to not get back on there no more. When I say scared me, meaning it kind of like it messed with my soul a little bit. What do you tell somebody to get themselves back into the game? Don't worry about nothing else. Just do you.
Oz, I'm gonna tell you straight up, and I'm sure you probably get what kind of person I am since I've been up here talking. I'm one of them real New York dudes, and this is why I'm proud to be from New York, because we don't give a damn about what people think about us.
Right.
You either gonna watch me
or you
and listen to me, or you not, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, but I'm not gonna stop being me to make you comfortable.
Right.
I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not going to do it. My thing is this, baby girl. Get back to doing what you do best. Get back to doing what you do. I don't give a damn if it's one person up there watching you. Eventually, one is going to turn into 10. 10 is going to turn into 30. Do you. When I go live, I can't worry about who's not fucking with me like that. I really can't. I can't. I can't focus on y'all because I got some real people out there that fuck with me for real. And if it wasn't for them, my podcast probably wouldn't be what it is. Because you need people. You can't do a podcast every day and nobody's not listening to you.
Right. Right.
You can't. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all.
Yeah, so let me get this out for everybody to know is this that it's gonna be a special underrated boxing talk very soon with Father Charlo and the older Charlo. They are the family of the Charlo brothers that you've seen boxing. They are boxers, the famous ones. Well, we go. Well, Claire set it up that we're gonna have the father and the older son. So I want y'all to check that out because this is big. This is very very big. We're gonna set it up. You know, gotta go by their schedule. So it's confirmed. Few.
Email me about it, please.
Huh?
When that date comes up, email me about it. Send me your email.
Yes, I'm gonna promote it. Don't worry, but I've been seeing through email ahead of time. I don't know what time that I'm gonna have because Curtis gotta let me know and me and then most likely Big Charlo talking about the older brother. He gonna get in contact with me and stuff. Knowing him, he gonna introduce his father. But you know, so we can get this going and something. This is big and stuff like that. So, oh, she dropped off too. Well, we wait till they get back. And I'm making my food and stuff, so wait till they come back and stuff like that. Yeah. But shout out to 12 hours. No, like I said, 12 hours. He usually be on my underrated boxing talk. But also he be on some of these issues too. You know, but he be on his panel. Also, he be on the panels on the men's talks too in the past. So Clarence, he been on a few stuff like that. So I hate scam calls and stuff like that. But I got another live that I'm doing tonight. I don't know what time tonight I'm gonna do, so I don't know, but gonna see what's up. Oh, it's a brother Sheed. Yes, brother. How you feel?
All right, yeah, I'm back, man. Yeah, I was listening in. I had dropped down earlier. I was doing so. I was trying to come back up. I think that was the time you was getting supported. So I just dropped down and I just came back up. I was listening.
I appreciate that, Sheed. And let me tell you something, bro, Sheed. I'm gonna say this, and she could say that he's one of the few brothers that people contact me when he can. I understand he's a family man, and I understand, but he always reach out to me and say, "Underrated, you all right?" I say, "I'm all right." You know, talk a few days, and he always said, "Underrated, don't even worry about it." And so, and I just want to thank Brother Sheed because he ain't had to do that. And I'm one of the few brothers that I'm very grateful to get to know this brother, and you know, and he helped me grow my channel too. Even when I lost this channel, even I had the secondary channel, he was very responsible to grow that channel. Then he said, "Don't worry about it. It's gonna be the same thing on the way back." When I got back this channel, and I want to thank Brother She. So, brother, there's a lot of wisdom from this brother that we need to pay attention. He not just talk about family, he talk about family. He talking about manhood. He talking about different things, and he also besides claims to understand my vision, and then he pushed me. You know, it's all he do push me. You're on the rate. Just keep on doing it because there be at times I ain't want. Sometimes certain things I ain't want to. But he said, "No, on the rate. No, don't worry about it. You keep on pushing. I'm there." And I just want to thank him for that because when you talking about families, when you're talking about marriage being together, relationships being together. You're talking about being there for your kids. I'm talking about as a man now. And then when you talk about other stuff like that, that's not drama. That's real life. And people don't like to deal with real life, you know, in these spaces and stuff. And so we have to understand. So I have to understand. I got to keep on pushing it. I'm not just talking about boxing. I'm not just talking about MMA. You know, all the stuff I'm talking about. I
Oh yeah.
experience. Don't worry, but no worries, no worries. So I've been through experience and stuff. So I know I got something to give. And so it's up to people to accept it, not to accept it. But if you don't accept it, that's gonna be on you. And so that's what it is for me is that you know, ever since I got this channel back, I can say that it's like a reborn again. You know, I can take the channel certain ways now. I don't have to do certain way before. Then people say, "What are you gonna do in MMA?" I do MMA when I get ready. You notice I do morning real talk now more, and I do chopped ups. So I'm gonna continue. It doesn't mean I'm branching out to other things too. I am, but little by little. But again, before you came in, Sheed, it's gonna be a special underrated boxing talk very soon. I'll be chopping up with Father Charlo and older brother Charlos. Charlo, I mean. It's gonna be on this channel with my brother Clarence in here. Y'all gonna find out some things that y'all don't even know. You know, we're gonna have a good old time. Clarence confirmed it like 30 minutes ago. Yeah, it's dang. So yeah,
Hey,
yeah, you're right, 12, sister 12 hours. Yeah. Go ahead, brother Sheep.
I was gonna say, man, you gotta start putting more content over there on your other channel too, man, because you got those subs over there. Do something every now and then over there so you can keep both of them growing. Because
Yeah. Yeah, I
just
know
like Clarence was saying, man, when it come down to it, getting those channels and making them grow, it's not easy. So you got to put in that work on both skills.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that one I'm gonna put it's not gonna be on StreamYards. It's gonna be on another browser.
Yeah.
It's gonna be I'll put that on another browser. That's gonna be like, you know, what is it? What is it? Real time? What's the name
But
of it?
you can do the share screen, right? If you go into your YouTube, I mean, you go into your StreamYard
Mm-hmm.
and do the share screen,
Mm-hmm.
and you can bring up your other channel and have the underrated channel and
Oh, number
the
one grind, real
the
talk.
number one grinder real talk channel on the same panel. So you have it live stream on both channels. So either or they
Mm.
get to one, get to the other, and you'll
Okay.
have it show. So every time you do a show on here, the show will reflect on the other one as well. You know,
Mm.
and so you get your sub count up, get your watch hours and everything too. So when it come down to it, hey, you keep both of the channels growing. And every once in a while, do a special feature on
Mm-hmm.
the number one grinder channel. But this
Mm-hmm.
is your main channel that you roll with, and
Yeah.
it keeps it growing and keeps it building, man. Because a lot of times it's hard to build one channel. You got two channels growing pretty good, man. That's why I say keep, because you remember that's what happened with this channel with the underrated. A lot of people are coming back now, but they haven't seen you in so long. So it's
Right.
like when they start stepping back in the door, they see you still are there. You don't want that to happen to the number one grinder because you got a lot of new people on there you didn't have on this channel.
Yeah, I know. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So I gotta find how to do that though, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I give you some pointers one day. We
Oh
chop
yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
do that. Yeah, do that. Because I would definitely want to don't want to tap not all the time, but I do want to like tap into that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you right. You right. 12 hours. I gotta include my IG and my Facebook, but my Facebook is right there anyway. So people know me in Facebook, but I
Hey
do
man,
gotta include my IG. So
I seen you on IG. I was like, hold on, who's this right here? I seen the video over there. I said, man, when the underrated get it? get an Instagram account, man. I ain't know you was on
I
Instagram.
really, to tell the truth, the only way I be on Instagram when I post like the shows that go through YouTube and Facebook, that's when I post it. But it's
Yeah.
very rarely that I do own posts on IG. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing some IG by another maybe an hour. I did one last week. It was okay. It was okay. So I'm thinking about doing. Clarence Charlie, he said, "Would you put some more IG?" You know, I will, but you know, every time I'm into my thing right now. So also, I got Anchor too.
Okay.
I got Anchor too. I got a few stuff for Anchor too. I gotta push that too. So, but it takes a little time. So I got quite a few platforms, you know, I could do. So I'm gonna do that though. To get my name back out again. But you right about the no one grind the real time. I don't want to lose that. So, and I could bring those people back over here and then the watch hours and stuff like that. Because that's why I'm not really monetized yet anyway. Because of the watch hours, I don't have the watch hours. Whatever I have, they took that away from me.
Yeah. They just build your watch hours back up and you good. You know, because once you be having a lot of options of going live, man. You know what I'm saying? Just structure it out and there you go. You know. The watch hours is just fall right there. I know one guy, his watch hours, he's getting his watch hours back so he can get monetized. And another guy, he's about to be monetized because he had his watch hours, but he ended up getting a strike because he was showing a video. You know, that's
Yeah.
you know, you kind of got to watch that. A lot of people, what I've been noticing, if they want you to like do a response video, they put it in the chat. I mean, they put it in the description, let you go and look at it, then come back like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's pretty big, which they doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I did interview a boxer. His name is Kevin Seabrook. He was a world bantamweight champion back in the 80s. And yeah, so that guy knew Mike Tyson on IG. No, I didn't interview him. I think it was Clarence. Oh, I know what you're talking about. He knew Mike. That was Peter McNair. Yeah, he fought Mike Tyson like 26 years ago. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I was on IG with Clarence on that too. He's supposed to come. He's supposed to come with me too, but you know he training people. He training boxers now, so looks like I'm gonna get him. Don't worry, yo. I got some stuff. I got some stuff coming that confirmed. You know, so but it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time because I'm gradually getting my feet wet here. You know, on this channel, and plus, you know, I want to they had watch hour groups on Facebook. Really? I never knew that. Watch groups on watch hour groups on Facebook. I never knew that. Oh, you did 12?
Oh,
I
you
think I
talking
let
about?
me know. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, you talking about the watch parties where they have watch parties where everybody? I think um, what's his name? He's on YouTube. Not Artisan. Yeah, Artisan. The guy that does the comic books. You know, he owned that comic book store he used to work at. You know,
Oh
he
yeah.
started a GoFundMe account, and guys contributed to the GoFundMe account, and he ended up buying the comic book store he used to work for.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, that's like guys that be talking about guys can't get along and guys can't do this. They pull together, you know, resources. The guy was able to buy the comic book store from the guy, and now that's his store. You know,
Wow. Mm.
and Artisan does that too with a lot of those shows he watch. He'll do it to like he'll get to a time, and if you got Disney Plus or some things on Disney Plus, he'll set the time out for a watch party, and he'll get people in there. Then he said, "I'm about to press play right now. Everybody get to the screen, and we're about to press play in like 30 minutes or 15 minutes. They get everybody there, press play at the same time, so you can watch it right along with them. And y'all can do like commentate in the chat or on the screen. He does most of the commentation, and he just reads the chat and let people talk about it and go from there. Because it'd be kind of too much if you have like 4 or 5 people on the panel, but then you're looking at the movie or looking at the show, then you're giving your intake on it as well as listening and talking about other people how they say stuff about it too. It's pretty interesting. A lot of people do that now.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yep.
What's up? I like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but what I'm gonna do for now on, like in the near future, like brother, like we need to get some pointers how to grow your channel. We gotta talk about that too, because lots of us don't really know. There's certain answers that I don't know even myself, and it's good to know. So I know there are some people had doing everything, but it's not reaching. I know. And shout out to information man. I know he know wherever he knows, he put it out there. So shout out to information man and everything. And he try to reach most people as he can. But there are certain ones they don't take that and just push it, to other places too. And we got to start doing that. You know what I mean? We gotta push it. So that's most important. All right, brother. She say your last remarks, and I'm gonna close
All
this
right.
out.
Yeah. Man, I had a good time. A lot of people with Alonzo and everybody was hitting on some pointers, about relationships and getting things together with life insurance. And then y'all
Mm-hmm.
had the boxing talk to where a lot of people acknowledge things. So, hey, that's good, man. It's some good pointers. A lot of people gotta, take heed to stuff that's going on around them and have a better understanding of, what's going on. So,
Yeah.
shout out to everybody.
Yeah, and thank y'all to come through and everything. I know we talk about relationships, but we talk about finance that also deals with relationships too. So all points called out, it connected and everything, and that's what I always wanted to do whatever I can to help, to aid, and whatever influence I have, whatever information or resources I have or other people have, share it so y'all could build on that. And I hope people in this space they will understand that from me. It's very important that we even brother she made some great points. So everybody made great, but even when I'm now brother she makes some great points too. And we got to take that and run with it because the people that we see right now, they know good for us. They know good. And we got to deal with people that are like-minded, that wants to change, that wants to be better. Because deliberate hurt people, it's not going to work. We got to deal with people that want to be transparent and help and encourage. And those are the ones that I want to be around with. I can't deal with no but bullshit feelings. I can't deal with your brothers. Cut it out. I'm not dealing with y'all. I'm not dealing with y'all. If y'all want to misinterpret what I'm saying, that's on y'all. Women too. You gotta step up and do the right thing too. We all gotta chip in and do the right thing. So on behalf of my channel, the Underrated Doctors, this is yours truly, the number one grind. This is the last morning real talk part 31. 32, I don't know I'm gonna do anything tomorrow. I don't know because I do got to work on put out some afternoon talks and evening talks. And brother Sheet, I want you to be part of that because we're gonna talk about things about family and other stuff. Men talk, I don't know, because I really concentrate on men. I really concentrate on doing chop ups and everything. So, but the boxing it will little by little come back soon and stuff like that. And I just want to again thanks to everybody that came on the chat. That came on the panel this morning into afternoon. And just all I could say, be blessed, be blessed, be blessed. Oh, I forgot to say this before I end this. Anybody that traveling your destination to your home, to your job, or shopping, etc., Make sure you take care of yourselves. Take extra safety precaution out there because we know the climate out there is crazy and it's real. And we don't want nothing to happen to y'all. All right. I will be back tonight. I don't know what time, but I will be back tonight. Hit you with another one. Hit you with another one. This is not going to be a panel discussion. I got quite a few stuff to show y'all. All about inspiration, hold each other accountable. That's what it's all about. So on behalf of my channel, The Underrated Darkness, yours truly, the #1 grinder. Until tonight, this one is Ghettos. Stay blessed again. Ghettos.